We are back.
Hey.
Did you miss us? I know it's been a whole 2 weeks. We had our biggest fan, John Marciano, write to us. John.
Thanks, John.
He noticed we've been gone. We've been dealing with a lot of personal issues, a lot of things going on in our lives. It happens. But there's been a lot going on the world stage. So we're back
we're not going anywhere.
Nope.
We're going to be here.
Yep. So we want to do another world stage discussion because, oh my gosh, the past 2 weeks has been crazy. Yeah. And the gaslighting, right? The most gaslighting I've ever seen, even Trump, due to his base, right?
His own followers, his loyal people.
Yeah. What we're seeing is just it almost seems intentional. Like they're trying to destroy, like they're trying to destroy his presidency, or he's made some agreement, right? And he's like, okay, the second term, I'm gonna blow shit up.
Oh yeah, I think it's all a plan. I mean, I know you think the same way, so
yeah,
it seems pretty obvious that this is a plan.
Yes,
all planned out. It's been planned out.
I think first term Trump was told to do something in a different way, and now second term Trump, he's in full swing, full gear with the globalist agenda. Let's see, I know I have a little banner here.
Yeah,
here we go.
Here we go.
Trump's America is the globalist America. Let's just
lay it out there.
Reality pill here, because that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing that everything he's doing this term is pushing the globalist agenda in full swing. So this whole Epstein thing, like you and I have talked behind the scenes about this, we both think it's a big distraction from what we should be really probably paying attention to. But we also know that this stuff isn't that crazy to think that these people are, doing this to children. We know that these people get away with pretty much everything and anything. So it's not for me, it's like, it's not that I don't believe the Epstein list doesn't exist. I do believe there's something. There are a list of people, and these are, secret society, or like people in their own elitist groups, right? They literally think they can get away with anything. I mean, we see it even in Hollywood movies.
Oh, they can.
Yeah, showing us like they have so much money. How many movies have they made where they show us in plain sight how these elites will take, poverty people, ship them somewhere, and just out of like their own sick, demented, twisted world will hunt or go after. Like, we see these in the movies all the time. I mean, look at Squid Games.
Right.
So the entire premise of Squid Games is about these VIP elite POSs that literally go to this island to watch these people kill each other, for entertainment. So it's not that far-fetched. We're not saying, I mean, I think this stuff is happening, but it's just, there's things that are doing to us that we should be outraged about, and we should be fighting tooth and nail to get them to stop doing these things to us. And instead, they just keep putting on the news 24/7, a new story, and you can't even keep up with it, right? I was telling you that today. I was like, I
running
can't
on
even...
a treadmill, they just keep us on the treadmill 24/7.
Yeah, they're like, look over here. No, you want to know about Obama? Look, he's going to jail. Look this. And I'm just sitting here going, yeah, right. You mean like the time when they said, put her in jail?
Right.
It's like,
lock her up.
Show us these things. Show us these things. Show the proof. Where is the proof? The time is now. I am tired of people just continually making excuses for individuals like Trump, and making it seem like things are going on behind the scenes and things like that. It's like, no. The people are long overdue ready to see some kind of justice. And I don't think we're going to see justice, to be honest. What do you think?
No. No, I don't think we're going to see justice. And actually, you made me think of something. with that AI video that came out that Trump put on his Truth Social. That looked so real, right? It
The
just reminded
Obama
me like
arrest, the fake
the
Obama arrest.
Obama arrest. Yeah,
Mhm.
the fake one with the FBI, you know, and people probably got a kick out of that. But what are they really saying? Like, they're telling us, they're showing us, we can put anything in front of you and you won't know if it's real. So do we know that Ghislaine Maxwell is really in jail? Is she really there, or is that an AI too? You know, I mean, just putting it out there.
Well, right. And also them coming out with that and saying, "Oh, this is just AI generated and it looks so real." To me, it's
Yeah,
like them laughing and mocking us and saying, "Ha ha
exactly.
ha, see how this looks? We're telling you it's AI." But that also tells me how many other things have they pushed out there that's also fake that they've said is real. Like, people should
Exactly.
be asking these questions. If they can do these videos and you see how they're getting better and better with showing stuff that looks real, fake,
Yeah.
what they call them, deep fakes or whatever.
Deep fakes, yeah.
Yeah. And
But they've gotten so good now. It's crazy.
yes, so the things that they can push out. And so that's why right now MAGA to me stands for Making America Gullible Again.
Yep.
As you can see on the ticker there.
100%.
Yep.
I love that.
I'm having fun with banners, people. Today I did a bunch, so you might see a bunch of
Love it.
different ones. Having fun with it. Okay, so I think there's so much for us to dive into, and because it's been 2 weeks, people bear with us. We have a lot to discuss here. Also,
Yeah.
too, after discussing all of this, you know we love your comments. Please feel free to comment, share with us, let us know your thoughts. Also, anything that we cover in the video, I'll try to put links to it into the description so you guys can access the sources that we're using. But I'm going to try to use like pretty much mainstream type stuff. Again, we always tell you, you know, don't trust everything, just take it
Right.
in and make your own decision. And today I've got my freedom
That's what I was going to
freedom
ask you about, your
yeah,
shirt.
my freedom shirt. Yes, I'm like freedom.
I like it.
So, you know, this is the message, like we want everyone to come together and we're all sharing for, you know, rooting for the same thing. We want freedom and people to be treated with respect and right. But we also want everyone to kind of just have this aha moment and just realize things for what they are. You know, that's my biggest message. And I think you would agree that we just want
Totally.
to have people have that aha moment and be like, hey, we're not here saying, ah, ha, ha, you got duped. We all got
Right.
duped. We've all been duped. I mean, you're talking into XJWs here.
Yeah.
Hello. I mean, even though we were born and raised, you and I,
Yep.
it's still a form of dupery. You know, I've been dupered by MLMs and pyramid schemes throughout my years. So it's like, you know, we're duped.
Yeah,
I got
there's a lot out there to get duped by.
right.
So,
I got duped by vaccines. You know, my child was vaccine injured. So it's like
mm,
we all have had trust there as we've learned. And as we
mhm.
grow, we realize everything seems to be a lie and you can't trust anybody.
Right.
You
And
know?
I want to say to people, like, just stop being a follower. Stop following these people. Stop putting your trust in them. It's just like putting your trust in the religion. It's the same thing.
Yep.
Like, these are still other humans. You're putting all your trust in, hoping that they're going to do something for you. They're doing it for themselves. That's what they're doing.
Yeah, and that's that savior thing they've already programmed into people. And you and I have talked about this
Exactly.
before. I feel like religion plays a huge role in that whole savior indoctrination because you can see it happening in politics. You know, they want you to
Yeah.
sit back and they think Trump's going to save everyone and it's just that's not what's going to happen. You have to save
Right.
yourself. We as humanity have to come together and we have to save each other, not
Yeah.
looking for some other person or thing to save us, you know? So
Right. Because we see where this is going. It's all going down the toilet.
yeah.
You know, it's
It's
fast.
been yeah, very fast. So, let's see. There's so much to cover. So, the place I'm gonna start, I'm gonna try and start from the very beginning, but not too far at the beginning. The, press the press conference where Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt
Hmm.
takes questions from reporters. So, let me get that on the screen here. We could go way back, but like let's just start. I want to
Ugh.
start 2 weeks ago when they blew up the internet by telling everyone there was no Epstein.
Yeah.
It was all a lie. Okay, let's see.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. All right. So here we go.
Caroline, the DOJ and FBI have now concluded there was no Jeffrey Epstein client list. What do you tell MAGA supporters who say they want anyone involved in Jeffrey Epstein's alleged crimes to be held accountable?
This administration wants anyone who has ever committed a crime to be held accountable. And I would argue this administration has done more to lock up bad guys than certainly the previous administration. And the Trump administration is committed to truth and to transparency. That's why the Attorney General and the FBI Director pledged at the president's direction to do an exhaustive review of all of the files related to Jeffrey Epstein's crimes and his death. And they put out a memo in conclusion of that review. There was material they did not release because, frankly, it was incredibly graphic and it contained child pornography, which is not something that's appropriate for public consumption. But they committed to an exhaustive investigation. That's what they did, and they provided the results of that. That's transparency.
Okay, let's cover the first thing she said. First off, she is saying that they have done more than anyone ever has. Like, who have they locked up?
Proof?
Yeah, where's the proof behind that statement? Where? And also, where's the transparency? Lies, and more lies. Also, there's something I want to note here that I've seen people discussing on the internet. Apparently, this Karoline Leavitt, she normally wears a cross around her neck. Okay.
Oh.
So people have been noticing that for some reason, for this particular press release, she took her necklace off. So maybe the speculation is she took her cross off because she doesn't agree with what she's saying. Possibly.
Could be.
Right. So I thought that was
Could be.
interesting.
Yeah. She also said that they couldn't show anything because it's graphic,
Yes.
child P. But the thing is that there's a lot more information that they could show, like the financial trail and, plenty of stuff that they could show, but they're choosing not to.
It's like, that's an excuse. We don't want to see that. Obviously, you can see it. Isn't that the DOJ's job? You go through the stuff, you see who is the one doing these things, and you release the list of names, right?
Right.
And you tell us who are these people. So that to me is a cop-out. That's like another thing where they go, look over here. See, we're trying to protect the victims. No, you're not. If you were truly trying to protect the victims, no one is saying to release victims' names or do anything or show videos. We're saying we want you to protect the victims by holding these people accountable and getting justice.
I know.
Because she said a whole bunch of Johnny nonsense in under a minute. Let's see what else
Obviously
she says.
prepared,
Sure.
Caroline. Okay, so the FBI looks at the circumstances surrounding the death of Jeffrey Epstein. According to the report, this systematic review revealed no incriminating client list. So what happened to the Epstein client list that the Attorney General said she had on her desk?
Well, I think if you go back and look at what the Attorney General said in that interview, which was on your network on Fox
I've
News.
got the quote.
Go ahead.
John Roberts said, DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients. Will that really happen? And she said, it's sitting on my desk right now to review.
Yes, she was
What?
saying the entirety of all of the paperwork, all of the paper in relation to Jeffrey Epstein's crimes. That's what the Attorney General was referring to, and I'll let her speak for that. But again, when it comes to the FBI and the Department of Justice, they are more than committed to ensuring that bad people are put behind bars. They have an operation going on right now called Summer Heat, which has our murder rate trending in the lowest direction in United States history. Their emphasis on violent crime and locking up violent criminals has led to the arrest of 14,000 violent criminals. That's a 62% increase from the same time period last year. So this Attorney General and
Okay, what she's doing right there is called deflecting.
Deflecting, totally.
That is called deflecting.
Yeah.
Okay. They are asking her questions, and instead of being, openly honest about what we want to be heard, she's deflecting on something else. And it's the playbook they use over and over again. I don't even think there's anything else probably from this clip that
She looks really uncomfortable though too. Like if you notice, like she was like taking those deep breaths and like that irritated, look. Yeah.
Yes. Because it's like if she realizes that what she's saying is not truthful, it's going to come, you're going to see that in her, and that's what we're seeing. We're seeing that uncomfortable, and her cross is off. I mean, it all makes sense that she doesn't even believe what she's saying. right?
Exactly. Right.
All right, let's see. The next clip that I have that I wanted to cover was just, I liked this CNN clip because it kind of covers a little bit of range of things that we've seen. They put it all in a bow for me. It made it easier for me to, share here. So
Okay.
we're going to watch this CNN clip. And then we'll just go point by point, because this news broadcast brings up a lot of different points that happen. So here we go.
US Attorney General Pam Bondi getting harshly criticized in what is known as the MAGA world after the Justice Department released a memo saying that the accused sex trafficker died by suicide in jail while awaiting trial, and that there is no so-called client list of notable figures involved with Epstein that have fueled right-wing conspiracy theories. Here's how both President Trump and Bondi are.
There's things that I always catch in these news things. Like, did you catch how she says it's been fueling right-wing conspiracy theories, which is another way that they try to be like, oh, this is so crazy. It's just a right-wing conspiracy theory, about
Good catch.
with
Yeah.
Epstein. It's like, okay, sure, lady.
Answered a question about the DOJ memo during Tuesday's cabinet meeting. Have a listen.
I mean, I can't believe you're asking a question on Epstein at a time like this, where we're having some of the greatest success and also tragedy with what happened in Texas. It just seems like a desecration, but you go ahead.
Sure. First, to back up on that, in February, I did an interview on Fox, and
It's interesting that they took out the part where he says you're still asking about this creep.
Oh, wow. They did take that out, huh?
Yeah, but I find it, again, interesting that he is saying we've been doing all these good things. What, Trump? I'd like to know, what do you think has been so great since you've entered your second term? Right? I mean,
Yeah.
from where we're sitting, what was it, day 2? He, brought up the cancer vaccines, pushing that. He was a vaccine salesman again. He's
Yeah.
pushing with Larry Ellison, the AI infrastructure. He already, did the whole bombing of Iran, which he claimed he would, never do anything or start anything with. He was the president of no war, right? So it's like, please tell me, I don't see it.
You know what? It could be a Freudian slip there, like that he's doing some good things behind the scenes for himself and some other people.
Right. That's not affecting us in any way, because even with Doge, oh, I hate that name. Doge, even with Doge, it's like, what did we hear for so many weeks? And then, that people were talking about possibly getting checks or money or whatever. And they
Oh,
were talking
yeah.
about dead people and all this stuff, more and more distractions. Again, nothing came from that. Zero.
Yeah.
Okay. And then you talk about the income tax, and he say, oh, we're going to go after the IRS and income tax. Again, nothing
I mean,
happened.
maybe in his opinion, maybe he is thinking about all the illegal immigrants that he's been bringing in.
That,
I don't
or
know.
taking
Maybe that's
out-
his idea of a good. I don't
or
know.
taking out the illegal immigrants he's getting rid of.
I mean,
Is that what you-
that's.
is that
I
what you
mean,
meant?
bringing into that alligator Alcatraz thing. That's what I meant by in. But
And that's a whole
yeah,
nother
out.
thing we can talk
Yeah.
about. Oh, Alligator Alcatraz. Yeah, maybe that's what he's talking about, but I can tell you this right now. First time I've ever paid taxes was this year. My whole life. Trump's golden age, America.
Yeah.
I paid taxes in this year, so I don't know what people are talking about. I don't know what Trump is talking about here, because I don't see it. I'm not seeing it. And if someone in the comments wants to tell me what Trump has done so far this the second term, please illuminate me, because I'm not seeing it. So
Right.
it's been getting a lot of attention because I was asked a question about the client list, and my response was, it's sitting on my desk to be reviewed, meaning the file along with the JFK, MLK files as well. That's what I meant by that.
Well, Randy Kay is more on that Fox News interview from February.
all right, well, maybe she should have been more specific, and she knew exactly what people were talking about. So here's the thing I want people to also pay attention to, like MEGA and things like that, who think that CNN is Clinton news network, or they call it Clown News Network, which I do agree it's Clown News Network, but I think that about Fox and all the rest, right?
Right.
Why are they protecting Trump? Why did Clinton News Network, Clown News Network, make Trump look less of an ass on their network? Right?
Mm.
Because that one thing that he did enraged people. Remember when he said,
Yeah.
why are you still talking about that creep? People were enraged, and rightfully so. So I find it interesting, and I didn't catch this right away when I first watched this clip. I find it interesting that they took that part out.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
definitely. It's interesting. And I can't help but notice that, like, it seems like this was, I don't know if this is the first time, but he's always in the gold tie now, right?
Yeah,
He's always
because the
in the
golden
gold tie.
age. The golden Trump's golden age. And like I have the banner below, Trump's golden
Yes.
age is the same as the golden age of Saturn. Research it, people.
Yes, please research
Yeah,
it.
I think that's intentional. And
Yeah, and even in the news clips, the newscasters are talking about the golden age, golden age of America.
yeah, they keep talking about it. And even like a lot of his supporters and influencers on mega influencers also were using that term a lot too. It's like it's very intentional, it's very scripted to get that term in your head constantly.
That's right.
There's a reason it's called programming, television programming, you know. Okay,
Absolutely.
back to the script. I mean the news.
The DOJ memo and the fallout that this is all causing in the MAGA world.
In February, Attorney General Pam Bondi was asked whether the Department of Justice would release accused sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein's so-called list of clients.
It's sitting on my desk right now to review. That's been a directive by President Trump. I'm reviewing that.
That was red meat for many on the far right, who since Epstein's death...
Did you hear there too? That was
Yep.
red meat for
Yeah.
many on the far right. And we have said this before, right? That they throw us crumbs, they throw us red meat
Mhm.
to appease people. And the news is saying it right there in plain sight. They think that you guys are stupid. They think that you're all mega tarded. Okay. And so
Mhm.
they are right there in plain sight saying they're just throwing you some red meat to appease you.
And who do you throw red meat to? You throw it to the dogs, don't you?
Yep. Yes. Okay, back to the clip. This is I just when you start to really listen to this stuff, you catch these things.
Yeah.
in his jail cell in 2019 have suggested that the government is hiding secrets related to him. One of the conspiracy theories, that Epstein kept a client list to use as blackmail against named powerful figures. Bondi.
One of the conspiracies.
Conspiracy theories.
Yeah, one of the conspiracies is that he kept a list. Oh, it's a conspiracy that honeypot operations happen. So like Hugh Hefner, I mean, I think about this all the time. Hugh Hefner had his own honeypot operation right here in America 24/7. It's like, and they're like talking like, ooh, the conspiracy theories that he might have had a list. Give me a break. It's
did not discourage the conspiracies.
What you're going to see hopefully tomorrow is a lot of flight logs, a lot of names, a lot of information.
Bondi never delivered, except to offer a few social media influencers binders of documents in February this year, much of which had already been made public.
right. It was a big fat nothing burger. And
Another
and this
show.
right, and this is the thing. If they knew this whole time, if she knew this whole time, why did she keep giving us crumbs? Why did they keep acting like there was something there and saying it'll be in flight logs, the whole shebang?
Right.
And why did they go through this whole PR stunt with libs of TikTok and DC Drano and whoever these people are, these right-wing influencers?
Mhm.
Why did they go to all that trouble if there was nothing there?
Right.
You know, so people have to ask themselves this, like, either it's a lie or it's a lie or it's a lie. I don't know. It's one of them. It's a lie.
Right, because there's people out there that are making up a lot of stuff just to fit a narrative that there's some mysterious things going on in the background that nobody knows about. It's just out of control.
Yeah. Yep. And they keep just giving us nothing. you know, with they give us a lot with a lot of nothing. That's what it is, you know, on our screens.
She wasn't the only one throwing a bone to conspiracy-minded theorists in MAGA world. Here's Dan Bongino on his podcast before he became deputy FBI director.
What the hell are they hiding with Jeffrey Epstein?
Bongino also raised doubts about Epstein's jail cell suicide.
The questions surrounding this alleged suicide are numerous. And are worth entertaining and worth getting to the bottom of quickly.
The Department of Justice and
Yeah, speaking of Dan Bongino, he also went on Tim Pool, I think a year ago or something, and he literally, you know, was giving out alleged ideas that Epstein was working. It was an actual operation, like a honeypot operation with the Mossad. So like, he was pushing these narratives and was very like, we got to get to the bottom of this. We got to get to the bottom of this. We got to get to the bottom of this. And then of course we all saw him and Kash Patel with like literally dead faces, dead behind the eyes, get up in front of everyone and say, there's nothing there. And Epstein did kill himself. It's
That's
like
what the script says, and that's what I have to repeat.
I have to tell you this. And then everyone has to question themselves, like, who has Bongino been affiliated with, like, before this? This is not the first time that he has thrown himself into some kind of government official type government job. I think at one time he even was a Secret Service
yeah, I think
person.
so. But didn't
Mhm.
he recently, like, threaten to quit or something? I mean, nothing probably came of that either, but
Right. Well, as he was throwing Bondi under the bus, right? That's because that's what they
Right.
do. They just keep
Exactly.
pointing. It's her fault. No, it's his fault. No, it's blue. Nope, it's red. They do that. They
look
do
over
the same.
here.
Yeah, they're like, it's not my fault. It's like, okay, sure. Yeah. And then that's the letter. They're talking about the letter that was released by the US Department of Justice claiming that he did die by suicide and that there's no client list.
and the FBI have now put those questions to rest with an unsigned memo released this week that rules out any smoking gun.
Right, because if the FBI says that nothing happened, we all know we can trust the FBI, right? If they said it, it must be true.
You know, I think that I don't know if this means anything, but she specifically said an unsigned memo. Like, does it make a difference if the memo's signed or not?
Oh, that's a good catch.
Just a thought.
That's a good catch. Wow, yeah. I think it probably does. And it's like one of those things they just gloss right over. You know what I mean? Like, we just said it real quick, so we're not liable. We did tell the truth there, but we'll say it so fast, maybe nobody will notice.
Yeah.
The memo confirms Epstein died by suicide, something Bongino and FBI Director Kash Patel were already starting to admit publicly.
You know a suicide when you see one, and that's what that was. He killed himself.
The memo also
There it
says
is. Their video of their dead behind the eyes and he killed himself. Wow. Okay, so I guess we believe you. Thanks for telling us.
there is no incriminating client list, adding, there was also no credible evidence found that Epstein blackmailed prominent individuals as part of his actions. The backlash in MAGA world has been swift. Conspiracy theorist Alex Jones broke down in tears as he accused the White House of being part of a cover-up. And far-right activist Laura Loomer is calling on Bondi to resign.
Right. Actually, that video is kind of funny. I think I have that of Alex Jones where he's like crying in his car.
Yeah, because it was so fake.
Right. Let me see here. I know.
And I noticed that, like, I think I counted like 5 times just in that clip that they said conspiracy.
Wow. They used it so many times.
Like, that's what they do. They repeat. It's just like Watchtower. They repeat these phrases so it's in your
You'll
mind.
believe it. Yeah, so you'll
Yeah.
believe it. Yeah.
That's just conspiracy.
Yep. Just
Yeah.
like right now with Trump saying, this is my best 60 days or everything's great. If he keeps saying it over and over again, people start repeating it. Oh yeah, it is great. It is great. It's like, no, just because he says it 100 times doesn't mean it's true. You know, that's
Yeah,
called
and
programming, people.
We do see people saying that. Some people are saying that.
I know. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Let's just look at this video real quick.
Oh, this
since
is
she,
crazy.
Since she brought it up. Okay, let's see if I can make it a little bigger here. There we go. Okay, so here we go. This is Alex Jones in full acting mode.
We'll see now saying there is no Epstein client list. There never was any blackmail operation. Epstein killed himself, and the investigation's closed. So everybody wants to know what I think. Well, I know what's going on.
Oh, he knows.
And so I'll tell you.
Oh,
Trump
thank
had
you.
two ways
He's
to
gonna
go
tell
with
us.
all of this. He could prosecute all of these incredibly prominent people, household names, or they could use the information to blackmail the deep state. I've done deep research, have a lot of contacts, and know Trump's MO. And he's not into kids. He's not into being peed on and Russian hotels. All that was lies.
Okay.
We know from the CIA and Brennan and the very crew running the Epstein operation.
It's all lies. Trump's not into being peed on. You know, he knows this for a fact. Just kidding. Okay, so
I know it's
so
insane.
It is insane. And so he is doing mental gymnastics saying that Trump is using the file now to blackmail the deep state.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, Trump is part of
The
deep state.
Exactly. and
here's
these people that come out here and say, I don't know, I just don't get that feeling about Trump. I don't think he's really that way. He's not into kids. How do you know?
Yeah, because he said he's into younger women. He made a statement. He said that, I mean, he's been friends with Epstein for what, 15 years? You don't stay close friends with somebody like that and not know, first of all, what they're into. You know.
Right.
Okay, so even if you're not doing those things, you still are aware that he's doing those things and you are like being his friend. So what does that say about you? Okay.
Right.
And then you also admit that Epstein likes younger girls. That's what you have in common with him. Younger women, he used the phrase. Young women could be 15, 16, 17. I mean, like, hello, that's still young women.
Here we go. For all the people who are going to say, oh, well, no, that's not it. He kicked them out, right? Because they say, oh, well, he kicked him out of his club. Well, the reason he kicked him out of the club was that he was into supposedly some girl that was working there. So he knew exactly who Epstein was.
Yeah. And so he was doing it to protect his own image and his own ass. But there's
Exactly.
also been people speculating or saying there's been chatter since all of this and all the videos with Trump and Epstein are going everywhere, all the pictures, people are starting to really dig into this, right? There are people saying that there were some prior allegations against Trump actually with this, I think her name was Katie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, where she was 14 and she accused
13,
him
I think.
of grape.
But
We all
whatever,
know
I mean.
Grape. But the charges were dropped probably because he got to her or gave her a settlement. Who knows? Or maybe she's afraid. I mean, if you really look into Trump's history, okay, he has affiliations with mobsters. And what I mean by that is he was working these areas or building his buildings and all these things he was doing in New York. He actually would make deals and he knew he was in an area where there were prominent mobsters working in the area. So Trump has always known how to navigate the criminal life. Okay. So he's always worked with criminals. He's always went around and been around criminals, but yet we're supposed to believe that he is completely innocent.
So clean and good.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a
Crazy.
good point.
Okay, I do want to show the part where he was starting to cry. I'm going to fast forward
Yeah,
it
because
here.
it's so stupid.
Yeah, he gets really emotional here. Where is that? I think it's look at that face. Look at that face. Oh.
It's such an act.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, here we are.
Here we go.
I just really need the Trump administration to succeed and to save this country, and they're doing so much good. And then for them to do something like this tears my guts out. And You know?
Yikes. And he claims he's not a part of the MAGA cult. He claims that that people call it a cult. He's like, I was never part of your cult. I'm sorry, buddy, but you're crying. And it's probably fake.
He just said, I need Trump to save this country. Like, he's your savior. How are you not part of his cult?
Yeah.
He's your savior. You just said it.
And you're crying. Like I said, whether it's acting, crying, or whatever, you're still showing yourself to be in a cult. No one gets that emotional over just a regular guy in politics.
Exactly. And there was another video that he was like really like working his eyes right before that. He was like really squeezing his eyes like that right before he cried. I'm like, this is so obvious. Like, he's just working himself up so that it looks like he's crying.
Right.
He's an actor.
He is an actor. Most of these people on our stage are an actor. Let's see. I think I have a banner for that one. Let's see here. It's somewhere around here. Here it is. The world is a stage. It's all a show. Okay. And Alex Jones is a big part. I mean, he's so dramatic about everything. I mean, we all watched when he said that making the frogs gay. Like, he's so extreme.
Dramatic.
Yes. And so is Trump. I mean, Trump's always been pretty dramatic too. Oh, it was funny. And I was watching an Anomaly video and he brought up the fact that someone had said that Trump acts like Zoolander. And I started thinking about it. He does. Like, even with how he puts his lips together, it's huge. And how he talks about himself all the time, he is a lot like Zoolander.
It's going to be fantastic. Tremendous. Tremendous.
Yeah, because I think
all this stuff is just meant to, get people's emotions going. So that's why they're so dramatic about this stuff.
Yep. And that, because you're like you said, it's what they want. They want us to be emotional so we don't think clearly and we freak out. Okay, so here, this is our guy, Brian. I say our guy because we love watching his videos.
He's so good.
Yeah, his channel is the Disturbing Illusion. Okay, and he's funny and snarky like we are. So I really like what he says. He's gonna tell us his views because I think this is maybe the second or third time that Alex came out and was like freaking out on doing his thing. So let's see what Brian shows us here with Alex Jones.
It is not just the powers that shouldn't be who think you're stupid. It's also the gatekeepers. And I'm going to springboard off of the segment I did yesterday. This is Alex Jones doubling down, actually saying that through the suppression and control of the elusive Epstein documents, Trump has taken control of the deep state blackmail files so that instead of Obama, the globalists, the Rothschilds, MI6, and Mossad being in control of it, Trump's people are. Take it away, Alex Jones.
So we got big issues, folks, and Trump's trying to stop all these wars, and that's great. But when I see...
He's trying to stop all these wars as he's bombing Iran and giving money to Ukraine, right?
Exactly.
Are you effing kidding me, dude? Oh my God.
An unmitigated fiasco. I said to myself, you heard me on air, well, I just wargamed it. And I said, I hope I'm wrong. But I said, if we get a statement from him supporting this, that means that this is his orders and that they have taken control of the deep state blackmail file so that instead of Obama and the globalists and the Rothschilds and MI6 and Mossad being in control of it.
Yeah, and what does this say right here? The FBI, under the direction of Director Kash Patel and Deputy Director Dan Bongino, is back to the basics, locking up criminals. What criminals? Where? And cleaning up America's streets. What? Where? I mean, I'm in Minnesota. Other than, okay, but nothing else is being done. You know what I mean? Like, how else are they cleaning up the streets? They're just getting rid of illegal immigrants. Is that it? Okay. We have the greatest law enforcement professionals in the world, but politics and corrupt leadership often prevented them from doing their job. That is no longer the case. Poof. Wow. And just like that, magic. And now they have been unleashed to do their jobs, and they are doing just that. Keep it up. Make America gullible. I mean, safe again.
Unbelievable.
Right.
Trump's people are. But then you look at that, and there's Israelis swarming all around.
Israelis swarming all around.
And then people say, well, maybe Israel's blackmailing Trump with information. You know, that's what Elon is saying, is that no, Trump is in the files.
Yeah, change our mind.
That would have come out before.
This is
In fact, hold on. Boom. Banner change. Trump is on the list. Change our mind.
Right.
is Alex Jones trying to play both sides. Remember, he used to speak out against the left versus right paradigm lie, and now he's speaking on behalf of one side because he realizes how lucrative it can be. And now he's got this because he was with Elon and Trump, and now Elon and Trump have split in this WWE style dog and pony show going on. Now he doesn't know exactly where to pivot, so he's just pulling rabbits out of hats.
When they were trying to stop him before.
It gets worse. Just stay tuned.
They're clearly coming after him.
Clearly.
And I've never seen one piece of evidence.
That's the other thing that always drives me crazy is that everybody thinks they're coming after Trump. Right? That this is always about Trump. Like even Trump has said, they're not coming after you. They're coming after me.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They always spin this narrative that the establishment and that everyone's coming after Trump. Right?
Exactly. Because he's such a victim.
Yeah.
Which is it? Is he a victim or is he totally in charge?
Control.
And mastermind? I mean, you can't be both.
Which is it? Come on. Don't be a Qtard.
Don't be a Qtard.
Next banner. Sorry, but I had to play that one or put that one up on the screen. Okay, let's see.
I had to say it.
Yeah, let's see what else if there's more here, because I mean I'm sure there is.
No, this all points towards bare minimum. Trump
read your Q
believes, and
notes.
it's probably true, that if it comes out a bunch of head bankers and politicians and leaders and business leaders are in this, which we know they were, that will crash the stock market. That will just destroy America's image in the world. And so it's so horrible that they made the decision not to bring it out.
Oh, yes. Oh,
They're
yes.
protecting us, Michelle. Isn't that so nice of them? Thank you, Daddy. Thank you for protecting us.
Yeah, it's so bad that all these bankers and these elites will be on the list and the whole economy will crash if we expose them. It's like, I think the world will go on. I really do. I think exposing these bankers, maybe exposing the bankers will give people their homes and their cars back. Maybe they won't be indebted in slavery to mortgages and car payments for the rest of their lives. Oh, darn.
Right.
Please.
And you know what? You said something really, I thought was great, that, you know, as I'm saying, oh, you know, thank you for protecting us because they just care so much about us, right? Well, if they cared so much, look at what they put us through.
COVID.
With the whole,
I knew where you're
whole
going with
shot
that
thing.
Yeah. They
you
cared.
said that, and I was like, oh, brilliant. Yeah.
Right. They cared so much for us that they shut down
Went along
small
with it all.
businesses. They shut down your religion, your church. They shut down anything, but Amazon stayed in business. Walmart was in business. It made every one of those guys richer, right? But people lost their businesses. People got sicker because of the pokes. But we're supposed to believe that the government cares about all of us. And now when it comes to Epstein, oh, the whole thing's going to crash. It can't get any worse than what happened during COVID. I'm sorry.
Right. They don't want to do that to us. They don't want to shock us that way. So better to protect us like little children.
Oh, Johnny nonsense. Okay, let's see. I think we saw enough of that one. Let me get that off the screen. All right. So before we get into the other Alex Jones clip I have, that coincides with this. What Trump said that really pushed Alex Jones over the edge. Remember this lovely lovely Truth Social, where he said the radical left Democrats have hit pay dirt again. And then he said their new scam, see how it's highlighted, is what we will forever call the Jeffrey Epstein hoax. And my and my past supporters have bought into this bullshit hook, line, and sinker. They haven't learned their lesson and probably never will, even after being conned by the lunatic left for 8 long years. Then he has to talk about his success. Here's his narcissism. I have had more success in 6 months than perhaps any president in our country's history. Really? Again, where? What success are you talking about other than Alligator Alcatraz and you know, going after, you know, immigrants, right? And all these people want to talk about with strong prodding by the fake news and the success-starved Dems is a Jeffrey Epstein hoax. This is hilarious because this is where he's gaslighting us and MAGA so hard. I mean, he's literally used the Epstein files as a reason to get voted in. Remember? He literally kept talking about how he was going to release Epstein files along with the JFK. And, you know, he kept talking about it. He kept talking about it. And now he's gaslighting everyone and saying, how dare you keep talking about this scam? And then again, there is the blue versus red, you know, hey, look over here. It's the Dems that did this, right? It's
so
not
insulting.
It is. It is.
Like, you know, I'm offended for his followers, you know, like for his MAGA people, because he's basically just calling them stupid straight to their face, and they still support him.
And weaklings. Right here it says, let these weaklings continue forward and do the Democrats' work. Okay? Don't even think about talking of our incredible and unprecedented success. Again, where? What is he talking about? He's full of baloney. Because I don't want their support anymore. There he's telling them, MAGA, look at it right here. He's telling you he doesn't want your support anymore. Okay. And then he
doesn't
says,
need you. He doesn't need you anymore.
Yep. And then he says, make America gullible again. I mean, great again. There it is again. It's like, it's like a serious slap in the face. And the fact that people, I call them Qtards, are still defending this guy after he's literally
it's so sad.
Flipped him off. Like he's spitting on him. Like, you're nothing to me. You know, it kind of reminds me of the story in the Bible where Job was shit on by God. You know what I mean? And Job just kept taking it. It's like, how many times do you guys have to keep taking what Trump is doing before you finally say, hey, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this to us? Why are you working with these people? Why are you doing this? And there's nothing wrong with calling it out. I want to say this right now. I am tired of people saying, oh, you can't see what's really going on. Stop it. You don't know what Trump's really doing. No, call him out. If you see any person, politician, especially someone who looks like they have some kind of power or leadership, you need to hold these people accountable. You can't keep just taking it up the...
Right, or at the very, very least, stop following them. Following along with everything the guy says and does, and you just pick it up and repeat it like a parrot.
Yeah, like, it's crazy. And so here's the follow-up video. So that really triggered Alex, right? He got triggered after he felt like Trump is calling him a weakling and Trump is telling him it's all a hoax. And so the mental gymnastics continues. And I also have a clip. I'm not going to show the whole thing, but after I show the Alex Jones one of Glen Beck doing the same thing. I mean, he got the blackboard out and he's like writing on the blackboard of why Trump might be saying this. It's crazy. Okay, so let's start with this.
After years of saying they will release the Epstein file or list, suddenly they're not going to, and we're told it doesn't exist. But then Trump comes out last night and says, well, it does exist, but the Democrats had control of it, manipulated it, which is actually true. They've had control, but they would destroy anything they didn't want in there and leave what they wanted in there. I didn't even think about the fact. I'm like, oh, yeah, if they've had the list, they've had the files for years, the Democrats would take stuff out, destroy it. Well, that's obvious. They would leave in and twist and put in what they wanted.
Ridiculous.
Right. So The mental gymnastics. So here's the thing. Brian calls these people like Alex Jones gatekeepers. Gatekeepers, like someone who plays along, is pretty much controlled opposition, right? So either Alex Jones is a gatekeeper and knows what's going on and is continuing this facade, because every time I see someone push the blue versus red narrative or paradigm, that tells me either one of two things. One, they're completely duped and they don't have the intelligence to see beyond the scope of what's going on. Or two, they literally are a part of the scam of the blue versus red, because
Yeah.
both sides work together. I don't know how many times we have to tell people this. Blue and red, same bird, two wings, same head of the coin, same coin, both sides, same thing. Like they
Yeah.
all work together. So when people say, well, if there was something about Trump, the Dems would have released it. No, they wouldn't have, because the Dems are in there. Why would the Dems
Right, exactly.
why would the Dems or the Republicans, why would any of them share anything that there is alleged there with Jeffrey Epstein when probably most of them are on it, their friends are on it, their friends' friends are on it? Like, hello? If you guys can't see the bigger picture here, you keep making it about Trump versus the Dems. No, they're all friends. And here we're going to prove it. We've got clips. We got the receipts, right? Let's show this real quick. With Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton, his best buds.
Mm.
Here, I'm gonna
Lock
pause
her
it.
up.
Yeah, lock her up. Never did. Okay, so here we go. Let's watch this first clip and let's talk about it.
President. There is something that I wanted to say, because I was very honored, very, very honored, when I heard that President Bill Clinton and Secretary Hillary Clinton was coming today. And I think it's appropriate to say, and I'd like you to stand up. I'd like you to stand up. And honestly, there's nothing more I can say, because I have a lot of respect for those two people. So thank you all for being here. And we're going to have 4 great years, hopefully, of peace and prosperity. We'll be working very, very hard. Our cabinet's lined up and ready. I know eventually Chuck's going to approve them, I'm sure. I really believe that. And we're all dealing together. We all want the same thing. We're all good people. Whether you're a Republican or Democrat, doesn't make any difference. We're going to get along. Again, thank you very much.
He just said it. Whether you're a Democrat or Republican,
Yep.
we're all the same.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
It's all a show. It's all a show. Come on.
Right. And that happened, I think, in the 2017 inaugural,
Yep.
like right after he had gotten elected.
Right. Yeah.
I mean,
selected.
Selected. Yes. After that whole fake election happened. So it's like, he's saying it right there. He's friends with them. They're all friends together. Nobody's different. They're all the same. They all work together. Right. How much more do you need to see?
As George Carlin would say, they're all in a big club and you're not in it.
Yep. I got another one I wanted to share just to, really just hone it in all. Like, can we get this through our heads, people? Can we get this through our heads? Let's see. I want to show one more.
Because America, we have a short attention span here.
Yeah.
We need to review this stuff.
You guys forget so quickly because and I don't blame you. They constantly pointing things, on the screen, and that's all intentional. You make you forget everything, right? Okay, so here we have. Remember this lovely clip of Trump and Obama at the Jimmy Carter funeral, and how they were
all
just
cozied up.
Yep. Here we go. Let's watch this one. Because they're enemies. Oh, they're so enemies. They
hate each other.
They were an unlikely duo, former President Obama and President Trump, laughing and chatting at Jimmy Carter's funeral. The whole world wondered what these political opponents could have possibly been talking about. Now a new book claims to have the answer.
What in the world were they laughing about? Well, now we know. 7 months ago, President Trump and former President Obama famously sat next to each other at the funeral of former President Jimmy Carter. Political reporter Josh Dawsey reveals the details in a new book, 2024, How Trump Retook the White House and the Democrats
infamous
Lost America.
fight
So,
picture.
what were they laughing about? What was going on there?
President Trump was inviting President Obama to come play around the golf at one of his courses with him and was telling him about how great his courses were.
The book makes another blockbuster revelation about the day Kamala Harris appeared on The View.
Oh yeah, this
Many
was good.
experts say derailed any chance of winning the election against Trump.
Would you have done something differently than President Biden during the past 4 years?
There is not a thing that comes to mind in terms of, and I've been a part of most of the decisions that have had impact.
Dawsey says that answer sent her handlers backstage
Her
into a
handlers.
complete tizzy.
That answer was horrifying.
Did you hear that? Again,
Yeah, they-
another thing where they talk out in the open about handlers. So they're saying Kamala had handlers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's crazy. And I remember that. I remember when she said, nah, I wouldn't have done anything differently. I was like, okay. But that is true, because again, it goes back to blue versus red is all the same. They all are being instructed to do
Right.
these same things.
There's a script, and it doesn't matter who's there. They're going to follow the script. They're like replaceable people. Put one there, they follow the script. Put another one there, they're still going to follow the script. They are
Right.
not what, you know.
It's called political theater for a reason.
Mm.
It's like WWE theater for politicians. So while they're fake campaigning before their fake election, they're
That's right.
acting like they all hate each other. Oh, I hate this guy. And all that it does is it just creates this division between regular people. Like, how many people lost friends during these elections? Right? Where they're like, oh, you're supporting Trump? I'm not your friend anymore. Just like
Yeah.
during COVID. I lost friends during COVID because people were like pushing the medical cult bullshit with the
Mhm.
masks and the pokes. And if I stood up for myself and said, hey, I'm going to breathe freely, I'm not going to inject some medical experiment in me. It's like friends were like, and I say friends in quotes, were like, well, then you're selfish and we don't want to be friends with you anymore. And I was like, okay, well, bye. Thank you for showing your true colors. But this is what they do.
Right. They were like your friends were pre-programmed to say those things because that's all we heard on TV.
Right. And
That's all they heard.
the establishment is winning. Every time we cave to these fake fights and these fake divisions, they are winning. That they want us separated from each other and fighting amongst each other over absolute nonsense. You
Right.
know? So showing those two clips, I just want people to remember it's all an act. They are all same and they run in the same circles. They all were running in the Epstein circles. They all run in the same circles. So let's be real with this, you know? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
All right. So what
Mhm.
else do I want to just share? What's the next thing on the list on the agenda? Oh, I know. I want to share. Brian had a clip where he shared Don Jr.
Oh yes, that was
and
a
that's
good
a fun one. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. So
Yeah.
let's see here.
More refreshing of the memory.
Yeah. And it's like people forget this stuff.
Mhm.
We're here to remind you, friendly reminder. Cindy and Michelle care about you. We want you to remember the facts of the show that they're putting on your screen. Okay, here we go.
Whose son once said,
How is it that my father can be convicted of 34 crimes, but no one on Epstein's list has even been brought to light? I'm trying to figure out how that's possible, right, Buck?
Okay, that's all we need to see with that one. It's like,
yeah, and listen to the crowd. It's all meant to get you
Rattle
all
you up.
riled up, and it works because you heard
Yeah.
them.
And now he's been silent. Don Jr. isn't
Where is he
saying
now?
anything. Where is he now?
Mhm.
Yeah, good question. Okay, the next refresher of the memory. I'd like to share this. This video has been circulating, and of course, I give Brian from the Disturbing Illusion credit for this because he makes it easy for me. Like he's showing the clips, and I can
Mhm.
just share from his real quick instead of looking everywhere for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Thank
love
you.
him. He's
Thank you, Brian.
fantastic.
So I don't know if anyone has seen this yet, but I can say this. Me and you talked about this, and from day one, when this assassination attempt happened, I was like, it's too orchestrated. It's too
Oh,
staged.
totally.
Even his
Mhm.
photo that's going to be, and right
Mhm.
away, they were all saying it's more memorable than JFK or whatever. It's like, that's the point. That's the point.
Yeah.
It was a photo op. It was too organized. It was too perfect.
Right.
Okay. So
Yeah,
here we
both
go.
of us were both like, this is fake from day one. And the whole ketchup thing, like, it just
Yeah.
looked like he ducked down, put some ketchup on, and then,
Yeah.
went in for the shot.
Not only that, but then there was that little clip that the audio that got released where he was talking about his shoe. Do you remember that? He was ducked down under the podium.
Oh.
Allegedly, he was looking for his shoe and going, my shoe, my shoe. And
Oh,
I'm thinking,
yes.
nobody that has just been shot at
It's gonna
is
be
going to
concerned
give
about his
two.
shoe.
Yes.
Right.
It's just, yeah, right. Okay, so
Right.
so this new video has been circulating on how it's just really odd that there's another perspective of videotaping. And I also always find this to be very interesting how it gets released way down the road. This happened with George Floyd too. I remember during George Floyd thinking, why do they keep showing the same few seconds of him being on the neck, but they're not showing anything around him, like other police body
Other
cams.
angles.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so when they
Mhm.
do that, you have to ask yourself, what are they hiding? What are they not telling you? And this same thing happened during this alleged, assassination. I was thinking, where is the other information? And now all of a sudden, all this time later, they're releasing this video. So this is interesting. So let's watch this real quick.
Angle coming out of the Butler, Pennsylvania Miracle Gunshot Rally. Check this out. Says moments after shots were fired, a member of Trump's team rushes to the side of the stage to gather photographers.
President's been shot. Oh no. No. Either that or they're covering. We don't know. Either that or they're covering him. We love you. We love you, President Trump. We love you. We love
He ushers photographers in from the left side of the stage. You can see him right there.
you, President Trump.
Flag is lowered into position, and it is lowered. This is weird.
We love you. Yeah. Yeah.
Look, enabling the photographers in the foreground to get a really good shot of Trump pumping his fist, saying fight, 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 with the flag being lowered above him. He continues to move the photographers into position with help from his colleagues, it says. Now, I just want to show you with the flag being lowered into position, you can see the camera kind of stays. See this black and then red band right here? The camera kind of stays at the same horizontal plane, and you can you can still see the black and red at the bottom while the flag is being lowered. It's not that the camera is going up to reveal the flag that's already there. It looks like the flag is actually being lowered into position. Look, you can even tell from this teleprompter glass right here. Flag is nowhere to be seen. Now the flag.
Right. So you can go and find this video, I'm sure, on the internet somewhere, or, even Brian, you can go check out Brian's video. But
Yeah, please go follow him because he's so great. We love him.
The Disturbing Illusion. Yes. It's just so clear as day. Like, why under a real assassination attempt would they be ushering photographers over into the certain area, and why would they care about lowering the flag in that moment? It's like, oh, it really is.
It was all just like, practiced already, knowing what he was going to do. It was just a show.
Again, the
And I
world's
know people don't
staged.
want to, and people don't want to believe that their own government would, put on a show for them and psychologically play with them. But if you know anything about the occult, you'll know that this is what they do. They've studied psychology for a very long time. They know us. They know exactly how we work.
Right. They treat us sort of like cattle, and they know how to hurt us in whatever way, hurting you this way or hurting you over this way. They know how to do it. You're right. They have the psychology behind it. I did put the world as a stage solid show underneath. Okay. The next clip I want to share is one where we see Glenn Beck doing mental gymnastics with what's going on with Trump. And we don't have to see the whole thing. It's kind of a longer clip. It's 9 minutes and 54 seconds here. But it's just, look at him. Look how he's got the blackboard set up. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 theories up here. And he's just doing mental gymnastics. And this is what all of Trump's mega cult members that want to believe he's a good guy are going through these mental gymnastics to figure out why he's calling everyone weak, why he's saying it's a hoax. This is them trying to understand all this. So here, let's just watch a few minutes of this real quick.
Possibilities that I think could be happening here. The possibility number one, and this is what the left is saying, and some people now on his team are saying, he's in the report. With 15-year-olds? Really? Do you actually believe that? I mean, let's be honest, 20 years ago, if, this was like, hey, he was on an island with 25-year-old models, I would be going, probably, okay? 15, 16-year-olds, that's not Donald Trump. It's not Donald Trump.
Yeah, how does he know that? Again, how do these people know Donald Trump so well that he would never do that?
And 25 is old for a model. I'm sorry to say that, but like that's the way the world thinks. That's not what I think. And Donald Trump actually had a whole modeling thing, didn't he? Trump models, like he used to be involved in all those shows.
And Victoria's
Secret.
Secret.
They were not 25. They were not 25.
Right. He was friends with that Victoria's Secret CEO, and he would go to the shows. And guess what? I have a clip that I can show on that too, in the coming up here, where he was at the Victoria's Secret shows with Epstein. They were like not that far away from each other. It's just there's just so much jamming.
Are there.
There's so much jamming evidence and so much connections there. But I'm gonna fast forward. So then that was reason one. He is in the report. And he's affiliated with 15-year-olds. He doesn't believe that one. He's like, no, that can't be. So he crosses it out. You see how he crosses it out?
Dismiss that. He dismiss it.
He's like, that's impossible. So now he goes to number 2, where his friends and donors are a part of it. Okay.
Believe that. Listen to theory 3. I don't think that's true. There's no way.
He doesn't think number 2 is accurate, that his friends and donors were a part of it. Really? So now he's going to 3. Now he's going to 3. It says 2 is true, but he's using the info and Israel's involved. So now we're back to Alex Jones, the Alex Jones theory, where he's using it against the deep state. Yep. So he thinks it might be 3.
Let me ask you, except for the Supreme Court Justice Kavanaugh, when was the last time, and Kavanaugh is different because he didn't do anything. When have you seen anybody in the administration that actually did something wrong, that Donald Trump, when the heat got on them, he didn't just go, yeah, see, you got to take care of that. You're on your own on that. Okay. He's not going to take the heat for his friends if they did something wrong. Think about that.
He is, if he did it with them. Yes, he is. And he's also going to take the heat if, like, it's somebody behind the scenes, like a powerful family who's maybe financed him in ways over the years. He's literally doing like the craziest amount of mental gymnastics, which is what right now a lot of MAGA is doing, is that they're so cognitive dissonance, like overload, that they're jumping through these hoops on what it could or couldn't be, you know?
Yeah. And he's also, I mean, you would say in a courtroom, leading the witness. All of the people out there, he's leading them to a conclusion.
Right. He would be considered another gatekeeper, so to speak, like Alex Jones. Like he's leading,
Yes.
and he's also using Alex's same theory that Trump is using it to, you know, blackmail the deep state, you know?
Right. It's all the
So,
same script.
yeah. He's just another gatekeeper. Let's see.
Just that. His friends or donors or the power GOP are in it. Do you think he'd flush down half of the MAGA movement for friends or power brokers? Never.
I don't think he cares. Right. I don't think he cares about the MAGA movement. He made that very clear.
Obviously not.
Yeah. He said, I don't want your support. So he's literally burning down his own MAGA cult that he started. Right?
Yep.
So then let's see. If you fast forward, let's see where he goes. He's talking. He's just talking about he just can't look at his face. He just can't. And he's really trying to convince you. He's really, you see that? He's trying to convince everyone. Okay. Oh, now number 4. His theory that's there's nothing there. So what Dan Bongino is saying and Kash Patel and Bondi is now saying is that there's just nothing there. Okay. So, okay, you're going to think that's what it is, that they just been lying this whole time. All right. Sure. And what's the 5th thing he says? Wow. He's just so, look at that. He's got,
a pointer.
And
he's David Splain now.
And he's got Trump's that whole thing where they called him weak. Yes, that's what really enraged everyone, right? So he's got it on the screen, like.
And you know what? I think that like the reason they do those things is because they're intentionally poking at people to see. Let's just see how far can we take these people. Will they still follow me, stand up for me, believe everything. Let's just do this and see what happens, before they do something bigger.
Well, it's like what Trump said a while back, where he said that his supporters love him so much that he could murder someone in the streets and they wouldn't even care. And
yes,
and they are proving that right now. You've got people literally saying he's a good guy still and saying, "Oh, let's just stop talking about Epstein." They're just listening to it,
right?
And as you
let's not forget that he said that, his own words. Yep,
right. And so on the screen, he's covering that Truth Social where he said, "What's going on with my boys? In some cases, gals. They're all going after Attorney General Pam Bondi, who is doing a fantastic job. Fantastic job. We're on one team, MAGA, and I don't like what's happening." He said, "We have a perfect administration, the talk of the world, and selfish people are trying to herd it all over a guy who never dies." Ooh, there's a clue. Jeffrey
Epstein.
You're
selfish.
Yeah, now you're selfish, but you just said he never dies. Is that a hidden thing saying he's still alive somewhere, Trump, on an island somewhere? All over a guy who never dies. Right?
Interesting words.
And why are we giving publicity to files written by Obama? Oh, there we go. Pointing back to blue. It's all about crooked Hillary and Comey and Brennan and the losers and criminals of the Biden administration who conned the world with the Russia hoax. Oh, and what are they talking about right now? The Russia hoax. Tulsi Gabbard. She's now another distraction. We got the Obama thing where there's the AI of him arresting Obama. And we got Tulsi Gabbard claiming she's got damning evidence that Obama was behind the Russia whole thing. It's like, we already did this before with Hillary, and then you told her you're going to put her in jail, and you never did. So it's like you're getting so, like you just said, they think we're stupid. They think MAGA is stupid, and in some cases MAGA is, because they're still buying this stuff. But they think they think you're so stupid that they are regurgitating the same story they used with Hillary, but now for Obama.
Right.
Like, can't they at least come up with some new material? At least, they don't even care that much. They don't even care that much that they can come up with some new information or new material.
Right.
So yeah, so he covers that. whole thing, and he's still, with his pointer. Let's see. He's got, what was number 5? He
Such a
suddenly,
joke.
I know. I want to see what number 5 was.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can read it.
Does he like come to? Oh, is this his like conclusion of everything, or does he not come to a conclusion? He just.
I think his conclusion is either I don't think I watched the whole thing, but I think he's either at number 4 where there's actually nothing there, or he thinks what
Yeah.
Alex Jones thinks, that he's using it for the deep state. So number 5 says he
Yeah.
suddenly is in it, just like he had a link with Russia. Oh, he's suddenly in it, like they're framing him. That's what his number 5 probably is. But if you guys want to watch this, I found this on X. All you gotta do is look up Glen Beck. Let me see if I can see the exact post here. It says Glen Beck, 5 theories swirling over Trump's frustration with the Epstein file obsession. So if you want to go watch yourself, it's over there.
Such clownery.
Feel free. Right. Okay. And so to add to all of this, I had mentioned the Victoria's Secret video, and this YouTuber, Luke, I forget his last name, but he used to work with Tim Pool. I want to say Radowski, but he has this YouTube channel called We Are Change, and he's been covering all of this, and he has this nice little clip tied in a bow. So I thought we could watch this one real quick.
CNN just broke some very interesting photos and videos, as they have just published new photos of Epstein at Donald Trump's wedding in 1993.
Right. So Epstein was at Trump's wedding.
Yeah. So it's not 15 years. It's what, 20?
Right. He's known him for a long time.
5 years.
Yeah.
25.
It's been a while.
And that, you have to be friends with somebody to be at their wedding. So if that was in 93, so we're talking like.
Yeah. He's been close friends with this guy, and you cannot say he did not know what he was doing. I don't want to hear it. I just don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
As we are getting reports, according to Andrew Kaczynski, that the president told him, "You've got to be kidding me," and hung up on him when, quote, they called the president of the United States about.
He's saying that they called him for a comment, and he was like, "You've got to be kidding me," and he hung up or something.
He called them fake news too.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
These particular photos. And here, listen, these CNN exclusive photos here. Whatever might have been happening or not been happening, let's be honest, these are not the best optics here. Especially, and again, if this would have happened a year ago, we would have been like, yeah, they were friends. But now this is the problem when we have this obfuscation effort.
See, and this is one thing I disagree with him. Back when this stuff had already been released, and I was like going, hello, you guys, you keep saying that the Clintons were on the flight logs and all this stuff, but Trump has an affiliation with them too. And no one wanted to hear it. They were like, la, 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 la. And so when he says a year ago, it might not have been. No, a year ago, it was just as big a deal to me as it should have been to everybody else. Why now, all of a sudden, is it not a big deal that he was hanging out with Epstein in all these same circles? Why now? Because now he doesn't want to release the files?
Mm-hmm.
Either way, it's all bad.
Yeah.
When we're told to go home, and we're being called names, when we're said, you're not MAGA, you're never Trumpers, this is a Democratic hoax here, we're open, closed, cut case here, nothing to see. That's when you kind of got to worry here, especially when there's children and there's Epstein involved here. Of course, Epstein liked them in braces, according to many accounts. The guy couldn't keep it in his pants. As of course, CNN also just released this video showing Jeffrey Epstein here with Donald Trump. This is a video from the 1999 Victoria's Secret fashion show, which highlights Epstein and Trump conferring together, talking to each other. And again, they have been friends. And according to many of the reports and even the conversation that I had with Donald Trump Jr., who has been very quiet about this situation
yes, he has been very quiet about it, hasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
But Donald Trump Jr. last year specifically told me, I think almost exactly last year, told me that Donald Trump kicked Jeffrey Epstein out in 2007 away from Mar-a-Lago because he was, quote, a creep. Now, before that, they were friends. And when we look at this video, they were sitting very close to each other, as we have to understand here. Les Wexner controlled Victoria's Secret. And Jeffrey Epstein, who was very close to Les Wexner, who, by the way, they were neighbors in Ohio. The biggest house in all of Ohio is Les Wexner's. The second biggest house is this neighbor, Jeffrey Epstein, as Les Wexner literally was giving Jeffrey Epstein everything. He's like, hey, do you want a really amazing, you want the biggest apartment in all of New York City?
All right, so we get the gist. They're all connected and all doing the same stuff with each other.
I was just going to remind people that of Jean-Luc Brunel in France, who was also associated with Victoria's Secret. He was like a model scout or ran a modeling agency over there, who supposedly offed himself miraculously in prison. He was arrested during all this Epstein stuff too.
There seems to be a pattern that people miraculously or unsuspectedly or just out of the blue die.
Yeah.
Just like we found out today, the lawyer Epstein, you know, for the in the Epstein case, Epstein's lawyer, he died. Yeah, I realize he's old, but I'm sorry, but like there's just too many patterns, too many coincidences here. And now Trump isn't too happy about the birthday card that has resurfaced, right? There's like a birthday card that he's allegedly sent to Jeffrey Epstein that wasn't so, well, it was shaped like a woman, and according to certain sources, he had written in the spot where a woman's private part would be, some words there. And also had said some things. Well, let me get the clip loaded up here. Okay, so Trump's getting pretty upset about all of these things coming his way, people asking questions. He doesn't want to deal with it. He's like, stop talking about it. Just talk about all the good things I'm allegedly doing, right? So here we have a news clip that recently happened where Trump is ordering Bondi to seek the release of Epstein-related grand jury records. Let's watch this little quick clip here.
The Jeffrey Epstein controversy is heating up right now. President Trump now says he's authorizing the release of some materials from the investigation of the convicted sex offender. In a post on social media, Mr. Trump says he's directed Attorney General Pam Bondi to produce any and all pertinent grand jury testimony. Now, this comes as a new Wall Street Journal report on Trump and Epstein's relationship is adding fuel to the fire. The article claims Trump sent Epstein a bawdy letter for his 50th birthday, which allegedly included a drawing of a naked woman. The president denied the allegations and is calling the letter fake, and now says he will sue the news organization. CBS News correspondent Natalie Brand is following all of this from the White House for us this morning. Natalie, good morning to you. So break down these new allegations in the Wall Street Journal report and how the president's reacting.
Good morning, Errol. Well, as you said, he is calling this letter fake and threatening to sue. Now, the Wall Street Journal, in this exclusive article published last night, reports details that this album of letters was collected for Jeffrey Epstein's 50th birthday back in 2003. And the article alleges that one of them was from Donald Trump. Note, CBS News has not independently verified or seen the letter, but in this Wall Street Journal article, it says the letter bearing Trump's name was reviewed by the Journal. It contains several lines of typewritten text framed by the outline of a naked woman. It goes on to say that the letter concluded, quote, "Happy birthday, and may every day be another wonderful secret."
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah. And if people want more information on some of this, like the background with Trump and Epstein, there is a really good YouTuber. She has done a lot of research. In fact, she's the one that kind of explains the birthday card more. So her name is Tara Palmeri. And this video, we're going to look at just a few minutes of. It's called How Trump Enabled Epstein. I really think if people want to dig more into this, she has done a lot. Way before even this all happened recently, she has done a lot of research. And she actually, this Tara, alleges she was friends with Virginia Roberts or Virginia Jeffrey. This is
wow.
the lady I was telling you about a while back. Yeah. So that's very interesting. She has a very interesting take on some of this stuff. So let's just watch the first little part here.
I want to welcome you to the Tara Palmeri show, and I want to introduce my guest, Daniel Bates. He worked with me on the Broken Jeffrey Epstein podcast back in 2019 and 2020 during COVID. We were just combing through those Epstein files. The show was executive produced by Julie K. Brown, Adam McKay, and Adam Davidson. And it was a labor of love. We worked really closely with Virginia Roberts Giuffre, and we crisscrossed the country trying to find witnesses to corroborate their stories. And Daniel had been on the Epstein story for a while. He really understood Ghislaine Maxwell. And, you know, when I saw this news that broke in the Wall Street Journal overnight, that they had found this book that the Department of Justice was holding onto a 50th birthday party book that was compiled by Glen Maxwell for Jeffrey for his 50th birthday. And in it, there's a note from none other than...
There you go. That's how it was compiled. They already had the information for a while.
President Donald Trump. Probably one of the reasons why he wouldn't want the Epstein files to be released, because of this kind of damaging information. When you were best buddies with somebody for 15 years at the height of their sex trafficking operation, you most certainly were looking the other way at the very least. And so, you know, to condone that kind of behavior is obviously upsetting, but to almost celebrate it in the way that it seems from this card is even more disheartening. And, you know, he denies the card, says he didn't write it, but I feel like I'm going to read it for everyone who's joined and has not actually read it themselves yet. So the note begins with, "There must be more to life than having everything." And Donald says, "Yes, there is, but I won't tell you what it is." Jeffrey says, "Nor will I, since I also know what it is." Donald says, "We have certain things in common, Jeffrey." Jeffrey says, "Yes, we do, come to think of it." Donald says, "Enigmas never die, but have you noticed that?" Jeffrey says, "As a matter of fact, it was clear to me the last time I saw you." Trump says, "A pal is a wonderful thing. Happy birthday, and may every day be another wonderful secret." Now, this was written this is all typed out, in the shape of a woman's naked body and drawn in that infamous black mark, that President Trump Sharpie that he likes to use. And then he signs his name where what would be a woman's pubic hair. And this is the note. And it's creepy and it's gross and it celebrates this perversion that Jeffrey Epstein has. And it really does further the notion that in some ways, President Trump, if he knew at the very least he was an enabler. I don't know about you, but
that's pretty much what I wanted to share.
So disturbing.
Yeah, exactly. And through her research, she feels like she's gotten to know Trump in a way, even Epstein, that even she's saying, no, I could see him writing that note, even though it was typed out. I think it was typed out and then he signed at the privates part or something, if I understood correctly. It's just a couple of sickos, a couple of perverts. I mean, we've already seen Trump say about grabbing her in the... Right? I mean, we saw the video. There's the video circulating. Everyone's seen it. I'm sure you've seen it, where he's at Mar-a-Lago and Epstein comes in, and the way he's looking at those women, it's like they're meat to him. Like, so it's very clear that Trump has an appetite for young women and that whole thing as it is. So it's not that far-fetched. It really is not that far-fetched. Come on, people.
I know.
We're not reaching that far. And like I said, that doing that research, people need to research the Katie and the couple other people that I guess have come forward in the past claiming that he did assault them. So, you know, I thought that was just a really good clip. And I think that Tara Palmeri Yeah, she really is a good resource if people want to look into things more. So I do want to circle back to a video that Brian did that kind of explains why Trump kind of lost it and now is saying, oh, you can release the grand jury, how he's freaking out and telling Bondi to release like grand jury information for Epstein. This led to that because the birthday card situation. He got upset and he's getting tired of people finding out information about him connected to Epstein. And so he kind of lost it. You can always count on Brian. Okay, here we go.
Now we have a new chapter in the Trump covering for Epstein saga, with Trump writing this. Based on the ridiculous amount of publicity given to Jeffrey Epstein, I have asked Attorney General Pam Bondi to produce any and all pertinent grand jury testimony subject to court approval. This scam perpetuated by the Democrats should end right now. Isn't Donald Trump perpetuating the scam by making this request of the Attorney General? And nobody's asking for grand jury testimony. What everybody is asking for is that you release all the documents that pertain to this underworld, all of them. At this point, it's all or nothing. And now
give us the information. And so now he's
just
covering
another distraction.
Yeah, so now he's going to cover the birthday thing here.
Okay.
Wall Street Journal reported last night that Trump allegedly wrote Epstein a birthday card as part of a 50th birthday album organized by Ghislaine Maxwell in 2003. And it said that the letter was fashioned in the shape of a woman's body and that it was comprised of an imaginary dialogue between Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein. And it is weird if it's true. Says, it isn't clear how the letter with Trump's signature was prepared. Inside the outline of the naked woman was a typewritten note styled as an imaginary conversation between Trump and Epstein, written in the third person. And I don't know if that last part, may every day be another wonderful secret, is code for the fact that Jeffrey Epstein began managing Les Wexner's financial fortune in the late 1980s. Of course, Wexner is the owner of L Brands, and one of the brands that he owns is Victoria's Secret. Now, of course, Trump responded to this story. He says
this next part's funny too, because he does draw pictures. I think Brian talks about this. This is funny.
Wall Street Journal printed a fake letter supposedly to Epstein. These are not my words, not the way I talk. Also, I don't draw pictures. We'll get back to that in a second. I told Rupert Murdoch it was a scam, that he shouldn't print this fake story, but he did. And now I'm going to sue his ass off and that of his third-rate newspaper. Thank you for your attention to this matter, DJT. Now, he says he doesn't draw pictures, except that that's not true. Donald Trump does draw pictures, and this right here is one of them. In a book, Never Give Up, Trump wrote, quote, each year I donate an autographed doodle to the Doodle for Hunger auction at Tavern on the Green. It's a great event. Here's another one of the pictures that he draws. So again, Trump lies. He can't help but lying. That's what he's all about. He says he doesn't draw these kind of pictures. And we all know, you can just look on the internet right now, Trump's doodles in these pictures right here will come up. And there are others.
Right. So I think that's enough of that. I just wanted to show that, like, Trump got outraged over the birthday card. That's what then created his release the grand jury. And like Brian just said, we don't really care.
Nobody asked for that.
Yeah, we don't care about that. We want the stuff, the juicy stuff, the important stuff, the stuff where we know who these criminals are and we want justice. You know that.
Yeah.
It's so annoying. It's more like circle, chasing our tails, you know? And I thought it was funny how he showed the drawings, because he says, I don't do pictures or draw pictures or whatever. Yeah, okay. And then also saying he doesn't talk like that. Really? You don't talk like that? I mean, we all heard you say you're going to grab her in the you know what. So you do. You talk like that. You talk in a way that's kind of like, you know,
inappropriate.
inappropriate. And who knows, like, how you secretly talk about your, like, when you have inside stories, or you know, what you, how you talk with your friends, and it's like an inside joke, kind of like that's a lot of people that have inside jokes. And when they sign birthday cards or whatever, they have their own inside joke or whatever. So it's not that crazy to think, you know?
Yeah.
So now I want to cover, you and I both like Anomaly. He is very smart and he shares a lot of great information. The only issue I ever have with Anomaly is sometimes I feel like he's still not there yet, because he still kind of pushes the blue versus red paradigm, even though he knows it seems to be all stage and it's like WWE. I still feel like in the back of his mind, he's one of those people that could be, he's like, oh, maybe Thomas Massey could be the next person, or he still thinks voting is a potential to an answer to the solution. And so he's just not there yet. But I want to share, he did a video. It was like, what, 4 months ago? I want to share this. And he brings up some very valid points. So, and that's why I like him. He does a lot of good research. So yeah, it's called Why the Real Epstein Files Are Most Likely Never Coming Out. So here we go.
But Trump has a habit of hiring people who let Epstein off the hook. He rewarded Alexander Acosta with the highest level position at the Department of Labor during his first term. And of course, Mr. Acosta was the famous prosecutor who let Epstein off with a plea deal in Florida. When Epstein got arrested and before he mysteriously disappeared, when the guards fell asleep and the camera turned off, who was the top prosecutor in America? Bill Barr. Not only did Bill Barr have personal conflicts of interest with the Epstein case due to his past association with the law firm Kirkland & Ellis, which represented Epstein in 2008 during his Florida investigation, and Barr deciding to remain involved in his New York City case, his father, citing this Forbes article, former FBI Assistant Director Frank Figliuzzi, tweeted Sunday that Barr's father hired Epstein in the 70s to teach mathematics at Manhattan's Prestige.
Right. So let's look at this. Former FBI Assistant Director Frank Figliuzzi tweeted Sunday that Barr's father hired Epstein in the 70s to teach mathematics at Manhattan's prestigious Dalton School, and Barr previously worked for Kirkland & Ellis, a law firm that represented Epstein during the Florida investigation. It's like everybody is connected. It's not a coincidence. You see? It's crazy. And I love how he's putting the dots together, you know?
Just Dalton School. While Wikipedia says that it's not clear if Bill Barr's father was the one who hired Jeffrey Epstein, he definitely was the headmaster at the school where Epstein taught. It also adds in 1973, Barr published Space Relations, a science fiction novel about a planet ruled by oligarchs who engage in child sex slavery.
Isn't that crazy? A book he published called Space Relations was about a planet ruled by oligarchs who engage in CSA, slavery.
Sounds familiar.
Right. Like, what?
It has been noted that the plot of the novel anticipates the crimes of Epstein and his accomplice, Ghislaine Maxwell. Wait, what? So that was Bill Barr's father. And he was in office when Epstein mysteriously disappeared, died, escaped. I'm not really sure. They said he died, of course, but who knows? What a coincidence that the attorney general that Trump picked has so many ties to Jeffrey Epstein. And if you want to get really oddly conspiratorial and add something that probably has nothing to do with it, when you type the words Epstein-Barr in Google, you'll find out that there's actually an Epstein-Barr virus. That's just bizarre. Okay, let's get to Pam Bondi.
Right. I love that he had, even though that's like not really part of anything, I love how his mind works. Like you and I are like that. We'll hear certain phrases and be like, well, that's interesting that Epstein-Barr just happens to be a virus or whatever.
Right, exactly.
And now he's going to get into Pam Bondi here,
who replaced Matt Gaetz for Attorney General in this term. So this is from a Times of India article about Pam Bondi. It said, did Pam Bondi let Jeffrey Epstein slide except bribe from Trump University? She was Florida's Attorney General from 2011 to 2019. According to this quote from author and investigative journalist Kirby Summers, if you ever wonder how Jeffrey Epstein was able to walk the earth unprosecuted and have all his contacts sealed, look no farther than Pam Bondi. Pam Bondi is the reason Jeffrey Epstein and all his information is sealed in the state of Florida. Upon further research, I found out that Pam Bondi's critics say that Jeffrey Epstein's case could have been re-examined at a state level during her tenure as Florida's Attorney General, but her office did not initiate any new significant investigations or prosecutions against him. So are you following so far? The first Attorney General of Trump's administration had ties to Jeffrey Epstein, multiple, might I add. Pam Bondi just so happens to be the Attorney General that people complained didn't do enough to look into Jeffrey Epstein's case. The most famous plea deal attorney was rewarded by Trump to be the Secretary of Labor. And one thing I find fascinating about the difference between Matt Gaetz and Pam Bondi, besides, of course, Pam Bondi's attorney experience and high-level experience in these positions, is that Matt Gaetz realized that Republicans and Democrats were passing anti-Semitism speech laws in which he completely opposed due to part of the Bible being deemed anti-Semitism.
Right. And that gets into a whole nother, that's a whole nother rabbit hole, right?
Exactly. I just got to remind people that Matt Gaetz also had his own little sex scandal there with a 17-year-old girl.
Right. I remember that.
Interesting, right?
It's like,
all the little connections.
All the patterns, all the connections, you know, and like he said, Bondi was responsible for sealing Epstein's files.
Yeah.
And now she's like, oh, they're on my desk. And oh, what I meant to say was this. It's like, you've
And that
had
was
the
in
information.
2008, if I read that right.
Right. You've had the information for a long, long time. You cannot act like you didn't know any of this.
It's been sitting on her desk for what? Almost 20 years, apparently.
Like you can't make this stuff up, you know? So it's like everyone needs to connect the dots. There's so much rabbit holes you could go down. And obviously you and I aren't necessarily encouraging people to waste their time on this, because like we've said, there's, you know, obviously a lot of this stuff comes back to being distractions. A lot of this we already know, like I know in my gut, they're not gonna tell us or show us anything.
Right.
I don't agree with QAnons. I don't think that they're going to arrest anybody of substantial and any former presidents. I don't think that they're going to do anything like that. I just don't. And honestly, if they do, it'll be like the whole Trump clown show when they arrested Trump. Oh, speaking of that, I've Anomaly covers that, and it's super funny. Hold on, I gotta get that queued up here. Oh, he's so funny when he says things.
Yeah,
he did a
and when he
video.
imitates Trump.
Yes, he did a video recently where he talked about Trump's arrest. Because I guess what's happening is, you know what happens to everyone. If you at all say anything realistic about Trump or bring up any of these facts that you're seeing, people immediately say, "What, do you want Kamala in office?" So it's like they're doing the same thing to him. They're saying, well, they arrested Trump because he was saying that I don't think they're going to really put Obama in jail. I think this is all just WWE. And they're like, well, they did that to Trump. And he's like, well, did they? I mean, it all seemed like a show. Like it wasn't nothing even came from it, you know?
Right.
So yeah, so here's this clip where he's kind of making fun of that whole idea here.
It's just what they do.
Yeah.
I posted something that went viral, and I made a slight error, but kind of a purposeful error. I said liberals think that Democrats are going to arrest Trump. Conservatives think Republicans are going to arrest Obama. They never happen. It's
that's like what they want
for people who watch.
Yeah.
People reminded me Trump actually got arrested, and I forgot. But also, it's like I don't really consider that an arrest. I guess technically it is an arrest, like he got arrested. But to me, it's like, oh no, they put fake charges on me, and now I take a mugshot, and people make billions of dollars in merchandise sales. Oh no, now I'm going to crush Ron DeSantis in the primaries even harder and max out my fundraising. Oh no.
I mean, look at that mugshot. It's so fake.
Really bad. This is really bad. Really real. Really
look really sad.
My fundraising is at an all-time high. Ron DeSantis now stands no chance, even though it's not because of policy, and I'm just going to lie about the vaccine constantly and say that RFK is a liar, but then I'm going to hire the guy that I've tried to fire, and now I'm making money. And if you buy a piece of my suit with an NFT and a Trump coin, you will be rich forever. You can buy it for $6,000. You can get an authentic cookie cutter cut with a scissor piece of my suit that I got arrested in. It was so real. It was so scary. I made this really sad, scary face, and it was really a tough time for me and the Patriots. We really got arrested, and it's just totally devastating that I just raised tens of millions of dollars in a day. I mean, it's just horrible to see me selling NFTs of my shirt. It's just really tough. It's a really tough, really real moment. I mean, maybe Obama will get arrested like that. They'll take a mugshot. Democrats will win the next election. They'll get a fundraiser out of it. I don't know. He definitely technically got arrested, but it's like didn't really lead to anything. It's like they got like dozens of felony charges on him. It's like he didn't really do anything. Like,
Yep, and that's the point that we wanted to make with that video. That we're making the same point. Nothing ever happens from any of this stuff. I mean, even the liberals or libtards or whatever they're being called at this time of the year, they would be saying the same thing, like, oh, Trump was going to go to jail, and they didn't even do that. Like, you have, like he said, you've got conservatives believing this, and they want him to believe this person's going to go to jail, and then you have the other side, no, this guy's going to jail. It's like, but they never do.
Yeah, they're just playing both sides, and people are falling for it.
Right, I know. So here's the next funny clip that he did that made me giggle. Okay, hold on. He's just so funny.
Mm-hmm. He is.
And here he's bringing up some of the stuff that people who followed Q during COVID, they will get this. They will understand what he's referring to here, because it was more of the QAnon dupery that they tried to play on everybody. So here, I'm going to add it to the stage. Here's the next funny clip.
Your experience better, but do you guys remember Trust Jeff Sessions and Trust Durham? There was this this guy who like no one even knew or seen. I'm still not convinced he's a real person. I mean, I'm sure he is, but I've never seen a video of this guy. Listen, Patriots, you have to trust Durham or Lena Dunham. This is Lena Dunham in a face mask. Beat up the deep derp. We're gonna derp the deep state with Durham. Durham's gonna arrest 50,000 sealed indictments for Obama and Chrissy Teigen and maybe John Legend. He's in there too. Maybe he is, maybe he's not. And we're gonna lock down the country. So then when the country gets locked down by pharmaceutical communism, you're all going to think it's a good thing. And then you're going to think that this is when the pedos are going to get arrested. But really, I'm just going to arrest average workers who are trying to keep the restaurant open. But if you're really patient and you really your eyes and your ears and your common sense and your logic and your right and left brain, for that matter, then we will arrest Chrissy Teigen when it really matters in the lockdown of Guantanamo, Italy. Italy's locked down. Italian police are coming for the Vatican. And I'm like, guys, the whole country's locked down, not Italy. They're like, shut up, Anomaly. You don't understand. You didn't read the anonymous message board, and your IQ's not under 80. It's like, all right. I mean,
he's like, you didn't read the QAnon boards.
Yeah, you didn't.
That's what he's saying. Yeah, you didn't read the anonymous boards where we don't know who these people are saying whatever they want to say behind the scenes. You don't trust it. You don't just trust the plan. And he made a good point.
Insanity.
How he said, I don't know if this guy's even a real guy. And this is what we're trying to say to you guys.
I don't even remember that guy's face. I'm like, who is this guy? And look at, this is how fast these people come and go too. Like, and it's not just the information, but it's like the people. Like, look at how fast Elon was in and out of the government. I mean, he's still around and everybody knows who he is, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. But what I'm saying is that you're right. Like, they put these people in the faces and go, he's going after pedophiles. And yeah, and they just believe him. It's like, how do you even know what are you talking about? And also, too, another thing recently that's going on, people keep saying that Trump is going after pedophiles and that they're getting all these pedophiles. And I'm thinking, where am I missing something in the news? Because
there's never any information about it. They just say that they're doing it, and everybody's like, "Oh, okay."
Right. In our last world discussion, where we talked about who is Q, we talked about Operation Spotlight and how he didn't do anything for that, and not if anything, he doubled down and he had his administration go after the bill that would be helping the situation.
State. Yep.
Yeah. So it's like, no, guys. He's not doing anything that you think he's doing, okay?
Right.
And He's not a clone. He's not hiding behind the scenes with the white hats and they're doing something. He's not using the Epstein files for blackmailing the deep state. Yeah, he's not doing any of that. Wake up.
Yeah, stop making excuses for him.
Yeah, it's
And stop
enough
being
is enough.
led around to those excuses by other people like Glen Beck and whoever else.
The gatekeepers.
All
There's a ton of them.
Alex Jones, and yeah, they're all out there.
Yeah, they're the gatekeepers. Okay, so there's one more that he did that was funny. He calls this guy a leprechaun. It's he says he looks like a leprechaun, and he actually kind of does. Here we go.
Oh, that guy.
Anomaly, you don't understand. If you look at Jeff Sessions, I mean, he looks like a leprechaun from one of those casino games, and he's got really, really beady eyes, and he's a politician and somewhat of a lawyer. If you can't trust a beady-eyed lawyer in this world, what are you, not a real patriot? You don't trust Jeff Sessions? You don't trust Jeff Sessions to beat up the deep state when we're not looking? Because I read an anonymous message. An anonymous person on a message board where literally anyone can post anything at any time.
Thank you.
Bingo.
If you don't believe that's the government, it's like, let's just say it was the government. Now you trust the government? What? It's like, oh, but the person posting works for the Trump administration. Probably not. But if they did, that's all it takes. It's like someone in the government telling you something on a message board and now you believe them. It's like, dude, Lindsey Graham works for the government. He could be, it's not him, but it's just like, I'm not trying to pick on people because I know there's probably some people here who are like, yeah, I fell for it, but not anymore. I never fell for it. Not for one day, not for 1 second. It just was always so obvious to me. I'm like, I don't get. They're like, but the plane matches Jeff Sessions' beady leprechaun eyes. And if you can't trust a lawyer politician, who the hell can you trust? Yeah.
Wow.
And that's just it. It's like, you guys who are following Q, if there is still people still following Q, we know one person. It's like you're literally following. You don't even know who you're following.
Right.
And then the thought process behind, this is being done because the normies have to see, and we need to get all of them to accept this information is so culty. It's JW. It's Watchtower. Didn't Watchtower and having a lot of religions told their members the reason why God allows these things to take place is because we have to get all these people on board, and until they're all on board, then we have to, no.
Well, I'm so tired of hearing about the deep state. Who is the deep state? Because some people are like, oh, it's just all the Democrats. And, it's like, okay, so it just makes no sense. I'm so sick of hearing the deep state. You don't know who they are. Name them all.
Well, right. It's a boogeyman term.
Exactly.
Right. Like they use for Watchtower, for JWs, there's apostates. It's a boogeyman term.
Right.
Whenever I hear someone say deep state, I know they're like indoctrinated.
Yeah.
Right? The lights are on, but no one's home. It's like, stop using those buzz terms, because if we're going to be real about it, the deep state is all these people.
Yeah. It's us against them, basically, is what it comes down to. You're not on any team. If you think you're on one of those teams, not when push comes to shove, you're not on any team. Then nobody's protecting you.
Right. And like you've mentioned before, I'll show that on the banner. They are all in the occult.
Yeah.
Right. And then this is a good one too, this banner. All presidents, including Trump, are puppets. No president has any real power. It's sort of like voting. If there was power behind it, they wouldn't let us do it.
Exactly. That's great point.
And so that's again why it seems like Trump was something, he was different in the first term, and then now he's something different. It's because he's just following the script, just like the media is following the script, just like Elon's probably following a script. All these elitist people are all just following the script, and they're all sending us in the same direction. And it leads us to BlackRock and those types of ideas. And you and I have talked about possibly doing a video shortly after this one coming up. a follow-up video because there's so many, you know how they say follow the money trail or follow the trail or whatever?
Yeah, right.
Well, it feels like all trails lead to certain same places
Mm-hmm.
every single time. And it always feels like people like Trump and these elite people that they put on the screen are all, you know, working with these same groups.
Right, exactly. So then, you know, as far as all the connections go, everything leading back to BlackRock, we remember that Larry Fink was Donald Trump's financial planner for a very long time. So there's that, and we'll be covering more about the connections
That.
there
Mhm.
that other people
Right.
aren't covering. So,
Right. All roads lead to one area, it seems like.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Another topic I wanted to discuss during this podcast is Alligator Alcatraz. Because I feel
Mhm.
like, first of all, like you just said, no one, we talked about this off screen, like no one's really talking about it anymore.
Mm.
It's another one of those things where look over here and they're talking about, and then, oh, now we're going to talk about this, right? But what about all the people that are locked up in this is like a concentration camp, if you ask me.
Yeah.
You know?
I want to know how many people does this thing house too, because it looks huge.
Right. So I have a little video here. And this is from Democracy Now! It's called Gator Grift, Hundreds Caged in Inhumane Conditions with No Due Process at Florida Immigration. It's a long title, so let's see.
This is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org. I'm Mimi Goodman with Juan Gonzalez. Democratic lawmakers are blasting the horrific conditions in Florida's new immigration jail in the Everglades, which Republican politicians are calling Alligator Alcatraz. After visiting the jail Saturday, the Democratic lawmakers say it should be shut down. The Miami Herald found hundreds of prisoners at the Everglades prison have no criminal records or charges, contradicting claims by the Trump administration that the people held there are the worst of the worst. Meanwhile, critics have called the facility by other names, including concentration camp, internment camp, Gator Grift, a reference to how the Texas-based company IRG Global Emergency Management gave $10,000 to Florida's Republican Party just days before it received a no-bid $1.1 million contract with Florida to, quote, provide operational support services in support of migration efforts in the state, unquote. Drop Site News and others report funds from FEMA's shelter.
Also, I want to talk about, like, bring up a point here. Did they ask American people if we wanted to finance this?
Yeah.
They talk about that huge number amount that they're using to put aside, right, for this whole.
Yeah. Our tax money is paying for it.
Yeah. No one asked. I'm pretty sure no one asked anyone in America, any of the citizens, do we want to fund this? Is this something we want to do? And this is another thing that we need to keep in mind. It's like the government just does what they want. They steal our money through taxes, and then they go ahead and build these, like, internment camps, concentration camps, FEMA camps. I mean, there's whatever you want to name it. And then we're financing this. And hello, we were complaining. A lot of people were complaining. I know a lot of people, like MAGA people, were complaining about FEMA camps, possible quarantine camps. Everybody was like, we can't let that happen. We can't let that happen. But now you fast forward to this.
Exactly.
And everyone's okay with this. You're okay with the government quickly creating this inhumane concentration camp where they can put whoever they want. They're claiming it's illegal immigrants, but what if they label you an illegal immigrant?
That's
right? Just like when 9/11 happened and they said they were doing it for our own safety, right? And the Patriot Act went into commission or whatever. It's like they can label you a terrorist. Now they have the ability where they can label anyone they want a terrorist and come after you. So we need to keep these things in mind. Stop cheering this stuff on and realize you're cheering for your own possible being locked up yourself.
Right. We don't know what they're going to do with this stuff, really. I mean, right now, they said there's hundreds of people, and not only are some people okay with it, they actually laugh about it and they think it's funny.
I know, and there's merch. right?
And there's merch, right?
You're selling merch like it's a joke.
Yeah.
Like, it's so funny to treat humans like this. It's like, how do you trust your government so much? How do you trust your government so much that you think that whatever they're telling you is accurate and that these people are all criminals? How do you know that? How do you know that these people aren't just regular people that they're claiming are illegal immigrants and they're just throwing them in these places? You know, you don't know that.
Right. And the other thing is, like, so there's hundreds of people in this place without due process. And weren't they only supposed to be basically being put there for like a weekend or something, like a couple days, and then they're supposed to be being shipped back to their countries, right? So
Right.
why are they still there, and why are there hundreds? Why is this place so big? What kind of plans do they have for this place?
Right. It feels more like a possible permanent situation, in the long run. Like,
Exactly,
why
yeah.
do they have to build this place? Why can't they just fly people out? Not that I agree with any of that, but I'm just saying, why can't they just, you give them a plane ticket, you fly them out? Why do they have to house them in this place where there's mosquitoes and it's like, it doesn't seem like it's very sturdy. So if a hurricane comes, what are they going to do with these people?
And they showed the inside of them. It looks like cages, and
right. Let's
with
see if this
bunk
video.
beds.
Right. Let's see if this video covers
Okay.
that.
And services program are being used to fund the so-called Alligator Alcatraz jail, estimated to cost at least $608 million.
There it is.
Florida's Republican Attorney General, James Uthmire, a longtime
Cages.
ally of Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, has been called the mastermind of the jail. The publisher of Florida Politics wrote, quote, "In Uthmire, DeSantis found his own Stephen Miller, the far-right immigration hardliner and White House senior advisor." Attorney General Uthmire was appointed to that position to replace.
Also, it drives me nuts when I see Trump wearing that hat. That is like, it's just more fakeness. It's more him being like, oh, yeah, we got to put the hat on, because I've got this fake image to portray that I care about making America great again, as I am creating jails and cages for people and,
Yeah.
bombing other countries and doing all these things. It's like, I'm sorry, I cannot believe it's so frustrating that people like buy this stuff and believe in it. They buy the mega hats, they buy the Alligator Alcatraz stuff. It's just infuriating. You're just enriching these people, and
yeah,
and it's all against us. It's like, we're not gaining anything by this. It's infuriating. I'm sorry. It just, seeing him in that red hat just triggers me.
Ashley
no, this
Moody
is
took
part
the
of
Senate
making
seat.
America great again.
Right. Making
So
concentration
insane.
camps. That's great.
Yeah.
Internment camps.
Marco Rubio when he became Secretary of State. Meanwhile, Miller has urged politicians in Republican states to build their own versions of Alligator Alcatraz.
Oh, great.
Great, there's plans for more. Yay.
Yay. So they're in all the red states. They're going to do more of these. Aren't you guys excited for this? It's so great. And what catchy name can we come up with all the others? And can we sell merch for those too?
Like, in every state, they're planning on, like, I didn't know that. Like, I'm just hearing that for the first time. Every state, they're planning on putting these, like, that sounds very permanent to me. It does not sound temporary. Like, we're just housing these people until we can send them back.
Right. Well, they made it seem like it's just red Republican states are doing it, but it doesn't matter. That's still, like you just said, it's a very more permanent situation when they're planning on, why do they need all of these? Why? And then once they get all the illegal immigrants out, then what? You think they're just going to tear them down and be like, oh, we
Yeah.
don't need these anymore? No.
Exactly. That's a
They'll
great point.
They'll find another use for it. Hello.
There's some other plan going on here in the background.
Yeah.
I mean,
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Maybe they have plans to put people in there. So once they're, I just thought of something.
What?
The smart cities. So when they have these wildfires they're creating and all that stuff, and they're making it so cities are being destroyed, maybe this is a place to house people as they tear down and burn down their
Oh, God.
neighborhoods. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, ready-made, like, FEMA camps.
They have them
camp
ready-made.
areas.
They put the people there, and then they build these smart cities, and then that's where
Oh,
you end up.
God.
Send you to your smart city. Give me my assigned territory. Where am I going to go? And the pack 'em and stack 'ems. Yep.
Yeah, and this is also obviously they wouldn't be doing this unless people are making money off of this.
Oh, for sure.
So, you know, I mean, and they said that one was $608 million. Like, the money seems like it's just endless for whatever they want to spend it on, and yet the country is trillions of dollars in debt.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I
because
think
we
is
all-
also a lie, by the way.
Right,
But-
because it's all fake. They make it seem
Yeah,
like there's
'cause
no
it's all
money there,
fake.
and they can just make money. They can just out of thin air. They could boop. There it is.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Okay, so let's see what they say. I think she's going to be talking about these other cages. Maybe I don't know.
Of a red state, and if you're watching tonight, pick up the phone, call DHS, work with us to build facilities in your state so that we can get the illegals out, we can get the criminals out.
Oh, he's encouraging you. Call them up, and your politicians encourage them to make these cages in your state.
Wow, that's like a promo video for this, for prisons.
Yes.
Call now. Why isn't there an 800 number at the bottom?
There. Yeah, call now so we
Oh
can
my
have your
God.
cages set up real quick.
Comes as Trump's budget bill reportedly includes a provision that allocates $3.5 billion to eligible states for immigration enforcement and detention. For more, we're joined
So
by
see,
Florida.
did you hear what she just said? Eligible states. So
Yep.
just like during COVID, when federal funding gave these hospitals and places this federal funding, she's saying that there's federal funding probably allocated on the side to, if you want to build these cages, we'll send you money. More stolen
Exactly.
taxpayer money. So now
There you
they're
go.
going to be incentivized to build these cages. Oh my God. It's a nightmare.
Unbelievable.
And
This
I
is
can't
really
believe
scary.
people with critically thinking, if you have a critically thinking brain in your head, you need to be questioning this. Not cheering it on,
How are you cheering it on? That's what I want to know, because that's
Yeah.
sick.
not laughing about it, not giving money to merch for this.
Yeah.
No, it's
Not
so
buying my
messed up.
Alligator Alcatraz t-shirt.
Yeah, it's so
Yeah.
messed up.
Democratic Congress member Maxwell Frost, among a group of dozens of Democratic lawmakers who went to the jail Saturday. We're also joined by Claire Healy, Esserman Investigative Fellow for the Miami Herald. The latest stories headlined exclusive. Hundreds of Alligator Alcatraz have no criminal charges, Miami Herald learns. And is your family member or client at Alligator Alcatraz? We obtained a list. We welcome you.
See, that's what they're saying too. Like I said, how do you know that these people are actual criminals? What they're claiming is there's a lot of people there that aren't criminals, that they're just in the news saying, oh, we're locking up murderers and drug dealers and pedophiles and all this stuff. But what they're saying here is that some of these people aren't really criminals. That, you know,
Yeah,
other than
they have a list, so that should be made public if there is a list, so that people will know who these people are.
right.
Right
but
now,
they-
these are invisible people.
Right. But you'll find out that they're having, I guess, family members are having a hard time getting access to family in these places.
Wow.
Let's see.
Both to Democracy Now! Congressmember Frost, let's start with you. Talk about the trip you took on Saturday with dozens of Democratic lawmakers from Florida. What did you see?
So originally, we actually planned an unannounced trip, and I've done a couple of these ICE detention facility visits. Them being unannounced is very important because you see things for how they are. Somehow, word got to the state that we were coming, and so they issued us an invitation at the same time and same date we were going to go anyway. We still decided to go to see what's going on in there, and we saw important conditions, a lot of crowding, 32 male individuals per cage. These people are being caged, 3 toilets per area, and the drinking water comes from the toilet apparatus in the cell.
Wow. The
my
water
God.
comes from the toilet apparatus in the cell. Can you imagine?
Wow, this
And
is
I'm
really
not
horrible.
right. And I'm not saying I necessarily trust everything. And he's a Democrat. We all know they work.
Well, right.
But at the same time, like this is something to at least look into.
Yeah.
Not only that, but there is not enough resources and not really an ability for them to be able to speak with their legal counsel or lawyers. There's not a really clear way on how legal counsel can go to the facility, meet with them. That's one of the questions I asked over and over again. I received the phone number in an email. I publicly gave out the email at a press conference right after. And now lawyers are calling me saying, Maxwell, the email's bouncing back. It's not working. And so there's a deliberate attempt here, it seems, to keep these immigrants and keep these people from their right of due process, of course, but also their right of even being able to speak with their counsel and their family. We've heard of the toilets not working. Yes, there's 3 in each cage, but sometimes 2 of them don't work. We actually heard a story of one night when one of the toilets backed up and started spewing essentially feces around the cage. And it wasn't until hours later till they were moved to another one. So it's
right, because these things are bound to happen when you build a makeshift tented cage center, right? Where you're not having, it's just like quickly done. Of course, you're going to have these situations. It's so.
I mean, this is
wrong.
just so disturbing, and I just keep thinking about, like, you know, that this they must have a different purpose for this, because why are they holding these people for that long? They were supposed to be shipped back out.
Yeah, and why do they want to build more?
And why? Yeah, exactly.
People should be asking these questions.
things like this. Now, I will tell you, we heard directly from one of the lawyers who spoke with someone the night before we got there. Magically, they got their first shower. Magically, they got a meal that was a lot better than it's been before. That's part of the reason why these visits from members of Congress and oversight are so important, because it keeps the people running this internment camp on their toes. And so I'll be back at a time of my own choosing, a date of my own choosing. I don't need permission from Ron DeSantis to choose when I want to go.
No one should need any permission. They should be able to go there at any time.
Operated by the state. They made as much as that clear when I was inside of it this past Saturday.
And Congressman, who are the security personnel? Are they
this is interesting.
Officials, ICE officials, private security? What were you able to tell about that?
Here's the other thing. It's essentially a private detention facility. Now, no one will call it that, but when I pulled up, the people who came up to me to check my ID, they're from a private company, Delta Foxtrot Solutions Incorporated. Then I go inside. I actually asked this gentleman, because he had a badge. It looked like a police department badge, and I squinted, looked at it. It had the name of a company. I asked him, "Is that your company?" And he looked at me and he said, "Well, Congressman, we're a private company. I'm not law enforcement. I'm not required to tell you anything about myself." So I park, assuming, well, maybe.
Isn't that interesting? Again, going back, there's a bunch of points we can make here, but going back to your point of this is very financially profitable. If you are hiring a private sector for security, we know, most people know, I mean, my husband is in security. We know that private sector is you're going to be spending way more money than you would be for police officers and government type people hired that work for the state or work for federal. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But and also too, if it's private, who is holding these people accountable? When it comes to police officers, they supposedly work for we the people, right?
But they wouldn't even give a congressman any information.
No, because he's a private sector. They intentionally have hired these private sector, private security company, so they're not under the same rules or restrictions as, say, a police officer or somebody that's working for the federal government would be. You see?
This is so, like, now my brain is swirling, and I just wonder if it leads to BlackRock again. I don't know.
Yeah, because they're probably, like you said, the BlackRock probably has a lot to be a part of investing in this stuff, and they're probably affiliated with these private security companies as well. If we look,
exactly,
if we did a deep dive, I'm sure that they have invested in this type of stuff for sure.
Yeah, they're in everything.
Their tentacles are in everything.
Maybe they're hiring third-party security to do the parking or something like that. But I get into the facility, and that moment when they let us into the tent that has the cages where 32 men are squished in a cage and they're sweating, it was all private security dealing with the actual detainees as well. I barely saw law enforcement. I barely saw National Guard troops, and I saw a lot of private security and actually private doctors who are also handling the medical
Private
side of things. So it is
doctors.
essentially a privately run center, and people are getting rich off of the internment of immigrants
That's what I was
in
just
the
gonna say.
Everglades right now.
Yep.
And were you able to?
Bingo. They're getting rich off of holding these immigrants in there. Yes.
Right.
And if they keep building these, cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching.
Yeah, exactly.
They can see
Everybody's
the
got
money
their
signs.
little paws in the cookie jar all
Yeah.
over the place.
Yep.
And what I wondered, do you remember if he says anything about the children and the women? Because he only mentioned the men there.
Right. Let's listen. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Talk to
Okay.
detainees about their access to attorneys or their ability to communicate with the outside world?
No. There was actually 2 instances when I was looking to speak with detainees. And again, I've done these trips before. Usually I am allowed to talk with really whoever I want to speak with, unless they say they don't want to talk with me. They wouldn't even give me the chance. The first part, they said, oh, well, don't talk to people in the medical unit because of HIPAA. Complete BS. I've spoken with people in medical units before at other detention facilities. HIPAA would mean, well, don't go into their appointment and listen in, which is not what I asked to do. But then the second part is when they let us in to see the actual cages. And I have some people who asked me, well, Max, why didn't you just go in and talk with them anyway? Well, they had about 6 guards physically blocking us from entering the cages. We essentially could only look at it. But I got to tell you, standing at that door and hearing from hundreds of people, help me, help me. One guy was yelling, call my family, tell my wife I'm okay. He started yelling a phone number. I couldn't necessarily make it out because it was too loud. I saw myself in those cages. It was a lot of people my age that look like me. And when I was walking out of the facility, and I don't like to call it the name that they've given it, they're doing it to make light of it and sell merch. I'm not going to be part of that. As I was walking out, though, it hit me that I'm walking out of there thinking to myself, I'm going to be one of the only people that looks like me, that is Latino, that will walk into this facility and walk out on my own accord. Because I'll tell you, when I was in that facility, I didn't see any, Europeans who've overstayed their visa or anything like that. It was all Latinos, all Haitian people, and nothing else.
I want to bring.
I don't think he talks about, now that I think about it, I don't think he talks about the women.
Well, the guy that he talked to too also said, contact my family. I'm assuming his family is in the US. You're talking about, you're separating families. Yeah. And this is the first thing that in wartime that they do is they separate the men from the women and the children.
Yep.
Right? I mean, this is like,
and the establishment's been doing
disturbing.
this for a long time. I mean, we know that a lot of people in the Black community have been saying this, how they make it so they ruin the family and they encourage them to be separated. That's why, like, if you want welfare or whatever, they encourage you, oh, you can't be with the father. They've encouraged, like with the crime bill with Biden, they all wanted, to put Black men behind bars. And so it's like, this is an establishment plan that's been going on for a long time, targeting various people, where they're literally trying to separate families, and they take away the strong men, and then they leave the women and children helpless. And so it's easier to control everybody. That's what it comes down to. I mean, that's what goes through my mind.
Yeah. I mean, same thing. Plus, there's an awful lot of children out there that, now they don't have a father. They're going to be in a very vulnerable position if we know what kind of people we're talking about here.
Yeah.
This is really way worse than I even thought, thinking that they're going to build more of these places.
Yeah, I know. So we've pretty much covered what we want to share that's been happening the past 2 weeks. I feel like we're caught up with topics. So you came across this video, and it's very concerning what they're doing in Connecticut. And I want to share this information because I think this is the thing that's so frustrating about dealing with, like, the fast-paced news, is I feel like they put these things on the screen and distract us from the things that are actually happening in real time. And if we knew about it, we could rise up and say, no, don't do that. We
Right.
got, so this is a call to action. Right now, we're going to end our video with a call to action. We want everyone aware of this. And obviously, there's millions of more things that they're doing. We got to take it one day at a time. But this is something we need to call to action immediately because this is something that's happening in real time right now. This is serious. And this is on Twitter. It's the Wall Street Apes. It says, after July 4th, rivers and lakes are about to start being sprayed with an extremely toxic chemical called DIQUAT, DIQUAT, in Connecticut, with plans to go nationwide. This has been sprayed before, and there's videos down below we can look at. It says videos 2 and 3. It kills everything. Politicians are getting rich off this deal, along with many more people in government. So let's go look at the videos, and then we'll finish reading it. So let's see videos 2 and 3.
See how there's no bottom limb. See how all the bottom limbs, the whole layer of where they've sprayed, and it's killed it. So when they spray it, all of those bottom limbs are dead. Those should be coming down into the water alive. So you'll see how, I mean, there's no elasticity at all in these things. So everything that should be going down to the water, see that? That's dead. There's no rubbery, no elastic in here. So that's why you don't have any, where they spray, that's why you don't have any life, 4 to 8 feet from the water. And I'll show you what it's supposed to look like, places where they haven't sprayed. Those limbs go down into the water, they're alive. So this is how it's supposed to look.
You see how it's all growth alive.
Now I want to see if I can click this arrow over, if it'll take us to the next video.
So I got a phone call from a lady. She lives over here on the South Shore. And a month and a half ago or so, we posted videos of the overspray. They were spraying DIQUAT over here. Well, she started watching the videos of the dead turtles that I found in the spray areas, and she called me. And she goes, I saw all these turtles coming up out of the lake, and I thought they were coming up to lay eggs, and the next day they were dead. This was right after they sprayed. So I came over here and looked at it, and we just came over here to check it out. There's one dead turtle. Okay. Here's 2, 3 dead turtles. They all came up the hill, did a little stop right there at the fence because they couldn't get through it. Let's see. Here's 4 dead turtles. Remember, this has been a month and a half ago that they sprayed, so they've already been picked clean with the guts and everything are gone. Here's 5 right here. Let's see.
It's hard to watch.
Yeah.
6 right there.
It's just sad.
And here is 7 right here. And so, she thought that they were just coming up to lay eggs, and the next day they were all dead. She goes, after seeing your videos, I was kind of putting 2 and 2 together, so she called me and I came over and checked it out. And they even found a dead armadillo down there right on the bank that same day. And where is it? It's right here. This was down there by the waterway, or down there by the water line. And I don't know, coincidence? If you see something, say something. Because sometimes 2 and 2 does equal 4.
Yes.
All you have to do is kind of put the puzzle together. So pay attention. Let me know.
I agree with what he said. That's my motto. If you see something, say something.
And I wish they didn't play that music though, because it's like you don't need that to, like, I wish it was just without the music, because you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's more sad. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Okay, so getting back to what it said, we just watched video 2 and 3. It kills everything, they said. It says politicians are getting rich off this deal, along with many more people in government. Connecticut is about to poison its own lakes and rivers with a highly toxic chemical. And I messed that up. It's DIQUAT, isn't it? DIQUAT. DIQUAT, yeah. And it seems like no one knows about it. It's actually a coordinated plan that they're about to roll out in states all over the country. Oh, they're rolling it in states all over the country, just like how they're rolling it the FEMA camps all over the country. Isn't that
Mm,
great?
mm.
This particular chemical is banned in Europe. Well, I'm not surprised about that. Everything I feel
Not
like.
shocking.
And highly toxic to humans and wildlife alike. I've even heard landscapers refer to dicot as the nuclear option. Ooh, that's terrible. The way these scumbags are getting away with it is by saying it's used to kill an invasive plant species called hydrilla, which I'm sure it does. Oh yeah, it kills everything, not just the hydrilla.
Yeah.
Yep, along with everything in the water, and then us by circumstance. When I looked up if they were doing it in my state of Connecticut, I was shocked to see that right after July 4th, they plan on spraying it in several lakes out here. Of course, when you start to follow the money, you see how this plan has huge state funding and therefore is lining a whole lot of pockets. There's quite a few players involved, and they really don't want us to know who they are and what their involvement is. So me being me, I listed all of their contact information. Oh, that's awesome. In the caption below with exactly what their involvement is to the issue. I'll add the list below. So,
That's great that he
right. So
did that.
yep. So he has 12 sites. There's 12 sites across Connecticut, the lower Connecticut River, to be sprayed first. The chemical is called the dicot dibromide.
I looked it up, and it's basically a weed killer. Now, everybody remembers Monsanto, right? And what they did. So this is a weed killer. Why are they so concerned about killing weeds in the lakes? It doesn't
Yes.
make any sense at all. They are trying to kill us, people. I mean, if this does not
Right.
wake some people up.
Because the way of nature has a natural way of balancing itself out. So even if there's an overly abundance amount of weeds, it's doing that to counteract something. And instead of adding another chemical to the issue to make it worse, you should either let nature do its thing or maybe remove the toxins that are in the area that are creating the imbalance in the first place. It's the idea of cancer. Oh no, like you've been exposed to toxins and now you have cancer. So let us pump your blood full of more toxic chemicals. Like, does that even make sense to people? Any of
Yeah.
this stuff, you know? So here he's mentioning the sites included are Chester Creek. So if anyone lives around these areas, and even if you don't, we need to make our voices heard. We need to say something about this stuff. So sites include Chester Creek, Hamburg Cove, Selden Creek, Salmon River, Deep River, Lake Pocatopog. I'm probably messing that up really bad.
I can't see it, so sorry.
And then he's listing people involved in the deal. He's got Keith W. Hannon. He said in parentheses, it's literally his project. He gives the phone number, so we will put all of this.
That's what I was going to say. Send it to me, and we'll put it even in the
copy and
comments
paste
section.
it.
We can list it. Yeah,
Yes,
right
we
there
will
for
copy and
people.
paste this in the description under our video, so you guys can see all this information. But there's phone numbers, fax numbers, even emails and stuff like that. So I really think we should really make a stand. And I mean, this is kind of old news because it was happening July 4th. There's another video I want to add to the screen here. This was from, I think the last one I shared was from June 30th. This one is from July 4th. And this says important at Newsmax, or Carl Higbee at Newsmax was able to do more research and found Democrats will begin spraying our lakes and rivers with this toxic chemical dicot, whatever, this Monday, July 7th. Oh my gosh. So also too, I hate when they say Democrats. It's just
I was just going to say that.
like, just stop now. You know, all these
Stop.
just say bad people that work for our government will begin spraying. Okay. So he also was able to find the company was owned by Chem China, of course. Chris Webby exposed the details for those who missed it. Let's go to this news video here.
What's the one thing every person on this planet has in common, regardless of nationality, skin color, political party, or anything else? Water. So why do we consistently have stories about our government spraying crap in it? You really want to make America healthy again? How about you stop spraying toxic pesticides in our water that kill darn near everything?
Yeah.
RFK has been very vocal about this.
And then, of course, there's the chemical, the pesticides and these other kind of artifacts, the residues that are left in our food. And those are not, they're designed to kill plants and animals. and we're an animal, and our microbiome is filled with plants. So, you know, we're literally eating poison.
Didn't stop
And drinking
Massachusetts
it.
from spraying an extremely potent pesticide called Diquat last week. And Connecticut, my home state, is set to do it this coming Monday if we don't stop them. You and I may not be able to use this pesticide because there are shipping restrictions to Connecticut for it, amazingly enough. But Connecticut is about to spray multiple locations this coming Monday on July 7th. But it's not just Connecticut. Darn near every state uses it. Some have even had the wherewithal, though, to restrict it recently in certain waterways like California. Look, you guys know I'm a huge outdoorsman. I hunt and I fish, and I spend basically any time I'm not here in this chair in nature. I live in Connecticut. That is run by Democrats who allegedly champion the environment. They ban plastic bags. We did a segment on banning gas leaf blowers last week. They entice and even tried to mandate electric vehicles.
That is a good point. Even though I don't like to, do red versus blue Democrats, the Democrats are known to really, really push the climate change agenda, and they act like they care about everything when in reality it's just it's a joke.
It's fake.
Yeah.
Use wind farms and alternative energy. The irony of which is that most of it is worse for the environment in the long run anyway.
Exactly.
So if you claim to be the party of the environment, Democrats, why the hell are you spraying lakes, rivers, and waterways with Diquat on Monday? I would just like to point out that from our available research, this is now apparently a Chinese-owned company, Syngenta, the prominent manufacturer of Diquat-based products. It was acquired by China National Chemical Corporation, also known as ChemChina, in 2017. Also important to point out that China has destroyed their water supply.
I was just going to say that China has pretty much destroyed their own country, pollution up the wazoo. So now it's like, here you go. Why don't you pollute up your own country too? We did it. You can too. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, there's a lot of talk about that China is like the model that the United States wants to model
follow.
after. Yeah.
And the more we see, the more it seems true.
Yeah.
Science Journal. Their Yangtze River, which is the Chinese equivalent of basically the Mississippi River, is basically dead, in large part due, as you can see here, pesticides like Diquat, with virtually no safety precautions. So what's Diquat? Well, according to the registered Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources, quote, Diquat is a fast-acting herbicide that works by disrupting cell membranes and interfering with photosynthesis. It's a non-selective herbicide and will likely kill a wide variety of plants on contact. It does not move throughout the plant, so it will only kill parts of the plant that it contacts. Following treatment, plants will die within a week. Look.
Okay, wait. This is crazy. If these plants are in water, most of them aren't even going to get access to it. If it just said that it moves to the plants, it only kills part of the plant that the plant is in contact with. So you're literally having to fill the water up with this poison just to get to the weed. It makes no sense.
It's insane. Yeah. I mean, that's why I say, if it's not obvious that it's really not the weed they're after killing. It's
well, they're killing our food supply. They're killing our water supply, which in turn is going to kill us because obviously there's a cycle there. Food cycle, drink cycle, all of that. If it kills turtles, it's going to kill us,
Right.
It's maddening.
Gasoline doesn't kill plants within a week. Roundup, glyphosate, none of these things kill plants within a week. It takes at least 2 for some of the worst ones like glyphosate. And they say, oh, it only kills the parts of the plant that it contacts. Look at this. These guys, they're spraying it all over the open water, over trees, over animals, all kinds of other stuff. Here's a video, Texas-Louisiana border, Caddo Lake, where they are spraying this stuff. And within the following days, there were dead fish, there were dead turtles, all of this plant life, including trees, were killed. Look, they're just spraying it on the water right there. Not even on anything.
Right.
Now, the DEEP, which is the Connecticut Department of Energy
That's a
and
good
Environmental
point.
Protection, ironically enough,
They get mad at me if I spill a drop of oil.
It's very obvious.
They're listing a ton of studies on their website that is, this stuff is okay to be sprayed in our waterways. Look at these studies right here. Yeah, who funded those studies and who are they by? Right. But if you click the first study and search the word safe, that word is not listed one time in 91 pages. Also important to note how these people get approvals. RFK has also been all over this as well. He's asking the simple question: how did these things like yellow dye number 5 and red dye number whatever that we know cause cancer and that are banned in other places, how do they get approved here in America? Pesticides are no different. Simple. It's actually 2 reasons. One, there is a revolving door of these companies and their regulatory agencies, just like Big Pharma. Here, look. Linda Fisher, she became the EPA deputy administrator under Bush, coming straight from Monsanto, one of the biggest pesticide companies in the world.
Right, they're always connected.
FDA, formerly Regulatory Affairs
Again.
related to pesticides and GMOs, also from Monsanto. Tom Vilsack, the Secretary of the United States Department of Agriculture, was known as Mr. Monsanto for his alignment with pesticide companies as governor of Iowa. Scott Pruitt, who became Trump's EPA administrator. His campaign for Oklahoma Attorney General relied heavily on donations from Dow Chemical.
Wow.
I mean, these are just a few.
I
can do
know.
this all day, but you need more evidence. That this leads me actually to the second part of how they get these approval. Here's last year's political donation from the American subsidiary of the Chinese-owned company that makes Daiquat. Why is a company that makes pesticides donating $430,000 to politicians?
Because they're all in on it.
Look, it's important to note for legal purposes, I'm not saying I have any direct evidence that this product causes death or cancer, but if the label says it causes death to membranes and cells, my assumption is that probably not great for you because we're also made up of membranes and cells.
Wow.
Yeah, this is like huge. And think about it, like there's so many distractions out there that they're just distracting, and this is going on right now, but everybody's distracted.
Right under our noses.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's why I just want us to talk about these kinds of things. This is a big reason why we started our podcast. So we could, when we see something, we can say something. Because again, that's the motto of my life. Like, I don't feel right seeing this stuff and not saying anything. I feel bad. It's been a couple of weeks and we weren't able to do a podcast for now. I mean, we've always wanted to talk about that situation. Ooh, we should see, there's an update on the 23rd. Hold on, let me see if there's anything updated. It's probably not good news.
Yeah.
But let's see.
I know there were some protests, but I don't know, anything happened with that.
Okay, so this is from today. What is today? The 23rd.
Oh.
Okay, so exposed. The state of Connecticut lied about postponing spraying of the toxic chemical. So, the protests must have made them say they were
Resulted
delaying
in
it.
them saying that they were going to delay? Okay.
Yeah, so they lied about postponing the spraying of the toxic chemical Daiquat into our waterways until 2026. They are currently spraying it. They decided to rush ahead and poison our rivers and lakes with Daiquat, a chemical that is estimated to be up to 200 times more toxic than glyphosate, banned in Europe. How do these people live with themselves?
I was just going to say, you could not pay me any amount of money to do
Diclofenac
this.
can affect you when breathed in and by passing through your skin. Exposure can irritate the eyes, nose, throat, and may cause nosebleeds. Great. Exposure to large amounts may cause severe poisoning with nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, tremors, convulsions, and even death. But here's Connecticut spraying it in our waterways.
Oh my God.
I mean, round of applause, Ned Lamont. But should I really be surprised? Considering that same governor bulldozed acres of his own property that was wetlands with no permits. They say the effects of this hydrilla plant that they're trying to get rid of, that they're targeting with this pesticide, could be damaging to the economy and waterways, and therefore we must eliminate it with this ridiculous pesticide.
It's more damaging. So you're saying it's more damaging than killing the wildlife and harming humans?
Yeah, those turtles died within a month of that stuff being sprayed in there. So
right. Yeah, hydrilla, the plant, is so much more scary for us to have around us, right?
Yeah, because so you see all these people dying of hydrilla poisoning or whatever, right? No, this is a lie. They're lying to us, and I'm sorry to say, it doesn't matter who's in that office. This is the agenda.
Yeah, they've been doing it for a long time. Okay, final things. I did want to show you this funny thing that came up on Twitter and get your opinion on it.
Oh, okay.
Let's see, share screen. You might get a kick out of this.
Okay, I need something that's gonna make me laugh.
Okay, so the latest. Is that
What
who
does it
I think it is? With plastic surgery on the streets of Thailand at 3 a.m.? Is that Jeffrey Epstein?
Oh my God, it really looks like him.
Right. And this was posted July 16th. And Grok. Oh, this is the funny part about this. Okay. So this person at Grok, you know who Grok is? He's like the AI for
Yeah.
Twitter. Okay.
Yeah.
He says to him, he said, let's say hypothetically that Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself and there was secretly a plan for him to live out the rest of his life in Thailand. Could this possibly be a pic of him under those circumstances? Okay. And this is what Grok says. Hypothetically, if Epstein faked his death and underwent plastic surgery in Thailand, this blurry photo could resemble him, similar facial structure and age. However, official records confirm his 2019 suicide with no
Oh my
substantiated
God.
sightings since, probably a doppelganger stirring conspiracy. Is that hilarious?
Oh my God. Like, go back to the picture. I gotta. Oh my God. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
He's got the long chin and everything.
Yep. Nothing to see here, folks. It's just a doppelganger.
That is scary. But then, of course, my brain goes to, but is it AI? Is that somebody
Yeah.
putting out AI too?
Right.
Like, I mean, I don't necessarily believe that he's
Either
even
way.
dead, really. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know.
Well, right. There's so many theories. For all we know, he's on an island somewhere. For all we know, he's in Israel. Who knows? But one thing that we are sure of, right? There's one thing that we cannot question because it's just, there's no way.
That's
Mhm.
right.
We can. I am sure of that.
Yeah. Me too.
I just thought you'd get a kick out of that because now that's been
Yeah, that's crazy.
yeah.
Wow.
And then I guess our last message of the
Mm.
day, I would say, would be this. What do you
What do you
call it?
call? Oh, go
Mhm.
ahead.
When someone hears the truth, sees the truth, but still believes the lies?
Do you want me to answer?
Yes.
Qtarded? No, I don't know.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
don't be a Qtard. Yeah,
Yes.
that's megatarded.
Yes. Exactly.
Oh,
And it's
man.
funny, some of the comments here, they responded to that. Someone wrote maggot, but for like how you spell mega. Okay. And they're showing this. Here it is.
Oh, so that's
That accusation.
that's Katie?
But they're calling her Jane Doe right here.
Mm.
Yep. And if you read in the comments, there's other people saying she definitely wasn't the only one.
Mm.
Yeah. It's kind of fun. The comment section is the best part. You know?
Where's that on Twitter?
Yeah.
Mm.
Look what popped up. Can you see this? From Brian. It says,
Mhm.
he says, if you still think Obama or Clinton will ever be arrested, you are delusional.
Yeah.
Yes. Right. And the person underneath him said,
Yes.
not delusional, eternally frustrated, though.
Mm.
Yeah. If you continue to try to believe that, you're going to be eternally frustrated. And then this is kind of funny. Brian shared this as well. This is from Trump's official store. It says, Trump 28.
No.
Rewrite the rules. Yes. Yep.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, he did say, like, you're never gonna have to vote again. Remember, he
Mhm.
did say that.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's like right there in plain sight, you know. And then a lot of these MAGA people are like, wouldn't it be great if he was? And then we could have Don Jr. and then Barron. It's like, no, what is this? What is
Ew.
this? Yeah, no. No.
That is so concerning that there are actually people out there that are like, wouldn't that be great if we had like a dictator? No, thank you.
Exactly.
Wake up, people.
Yeah. So I guess we covered a lot today. One thing we can kind of circle back with, we do want to talk more about BlackRock because we do feel like all of these things tend to take us back to the same people all the time and the same.
Yeah.
It's all about, financially. It's also about power, things like that. Now we're at the part of the podcast where final thoughts.
Stop being a follower. And these people are going to just continue to lead you down all kinds of like cognitive dissonance trails, that are going to keep you guessing as to, wonder why he's doing this. Well, I mean, it's pretty obvious why they're doing this stuff. They don't want us around, and they want to bring back like an oligarchy. I don't know.
Well, they want to give the illusion that we have freedom, like my shirt says. We all want freedom. They want the illusion that these are our choices, that we are choosing this. And when you vote, you are choosing it. You are signing a contract. But in reality, you don't really have a choice. It's an illusion of choice. So they want you to think you're free while they do all these crazy things to make us pretty much enslaved to the system.
Yeah.
While we're fighting each other over blue team, red team, or my religion's better than your religion, or my race is better than your race, is like, nah, stop.
Yeah. See the big picture, all this stuff going on. It's just so crazy. And it's time for people to really, like you said, stop.
Right. And also, once you see it, that they're all in an occult, once you see it, you can't unsee it. And the patterns are all there. Like I said earlier, they use the same playbook every time. Now, put her in jail. Now they're like, put him in jail. I mean, like, what catchphrase is Trump going to come up with for that? Like, it's all just this scripted show. And the thing is like, I'm irritated with the people who act like they're enjoying the show, and they're like, see, I have a smile. Everything's great. There's nothing. I mean, I'm not worried at all. Okay, that's great. But you're living in a world of delusions, just like JWs. JWs say, everything's great. We're going to be in the paradise. And most of them are depressed, right? Most of them are actually living a lie. They're miserable. They're bored. They're just waiting for the end to come so they can live their life when they could be living their life right now. And so my final message right now is, like on the screen, don't be a Qtard, like you said. Stop being mega tarded. Enough is enough. Okay. We need to stop that. And we need to realize that the solution always comes to us. We are the solution. And when we see things, we need to say things, and we need to stop buying into the bullshit. That's the final message.
Exactly. If you want a savior, go look in the mirror.
Right. So I'm really looking forward to the comments on this video.
Yeah, me too.
I'm just glad that I was able to finally speak my mind on all these things.
I know, me too.
Because I'm the type of person that is, if I can get it off my chest, I can easily move on to something else. And like, it's out in the universe, and now I'm good.
And there's something happening every day, and we're going to be around. So we're not going anywhere.
Exactly. You can't get rid of us that easily. Yeah.
No.
If I know there's people out there that don't like us, and that's fine. You don't have to like us. I'm not asking you to like us. I don't even care if you like us. But just at least listen to what we're saying and just look into things. That's all. Look into it. You don't have to take my word for it. You don't have to take your word for it. Just listen and look into it and see it for yourself. And also stop lying to yourself. You know, it's not the end of the world if Trump isn't our savior.
Right,
It's not.
exactly.
It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay, but it's gonna be okay quicker if we work together. That's all I'm saying. Stop fighting over stupid stuff.
Yeah, I love that.
Well,
Well said.
I guess you know what time it is.
I forgot. What is it?
It's
I
a
forget
wrap.
What you say?
That's
oh my
a
God, it's been
wrap.
too long. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. Right.
See, this is what happens when we don't do
It's
a
been
podcast
too
for
long.
2 weeks. We don't remember the catchphrases, the end phrases. Yeah, so that's a wrap. And until next time, I can't wait to do our next one, and hopefully it's not in 2 weeks.
Yeah, exactly. No, it'll be faster than that.
All right.
Okay, love you,
Well,
girl.
I love you. Yeah. Bye, sweetie.
Bye. Mwah.
Mwah.